You can get it done. What's more, you gotta get it done.
There's a gleam, men. There's a gleam. Let's get the gleam, all right? Let's go.
Want a piece of that championship? Put it in here.
Hey, guys, where else would you rather be?
It's the enemy over there. They're not your friends. You don't go over there and shake hands, smile, hug their neck.
Let's knock them on their backs, butt them in the mouth, knock their ass in the dirt. That's what we got to do.
We got to stop that buddy ball. Smash everybody in the mouth. Hey, baby! We're going to be here all day, baby! I like this kind of party. I like this kind of party, baby.
You're in the Doghouse with Rick Watson and Big Dog Sports Talk on 105.3 The Bear.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
You know what that means? Do you? We're the underdog. We're mutts.
My number one play is the power sweep.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Ludicrous speed. Go!
Ah, the old open. I just figured, what the heck? Welcome. It's Thursday here on Pop, Big Dawg Pop. Glad to have you with us. Been a very, very long day. May not go as long tonight. Hope you're well, wherever you might be. Welcome. All comments are welcome here in the evening session. Going to be sending out some invites to some of the folks who are going to jump on with us. Takes a little longer for some reason than it used to, but I'm getting there. And it became one of those things where I used to be able to send lots at once. I could double up. Now you have to send one at a time. So it gets a little more taxing as we go along. But hit us up in chat. Hit us up on our professional door text line. Whatever might be on your mind here this evening. We'll carry on with some of the things that we talked about this morning. Today's show, of course, had to be abbreviated. It was our all-staff meeting at Radford, and it went all day. One of those deals where nobody really looks forward to sitting in a room for that long, but there's some good information that comes out, some things that can be utilized and be processed any way that you so desire. And we'll get into it. We had some big news come out. Had heard some rumblings. And at the end of the meeting, our director of athletics, Robert Lindenberg, announced that he's retiring in December. So he will not be the AD after December. Our associate, or I guess it's the deputy AD, Corey Duran, will be the interim athletic director starting January 1st, and then we'll see what happens after that. But 19 years for Robert, and he is retiring. So we'll get into that a little bit, and whatever else may be on your mind. So hit us up. Talk sports, movies, music, exhaustion. All the above. It really doesn't matter. We got to make fun of the WNBA. That's got to happen. What's up, C. Lester? Let me send you an invite real quick. I'm trying to get everybody's invites out here while I'm doing it. So I see a couple people on. I'll get you on here in just a second. And I'll send you an invite, and you'll get it here. And I'm not sure whom else might be out there. If you do want to be on, hit me up on the text line, and I will be glad to send you an invite. I don't know if D-Vic's going to be on. D-Vic will be on tomorrow. Got a busy Friday here on the program. I'll tell you that. Thank you, everybody on the text line. Yeah, was a good take on Romo today. We got to talk about Tony Romo's DUI video. We'll get into that. And, Kyle Shanahan not charged for his mysterious accident. We'll talk about that a little bit too. There's Coach Mabry join us. What's up, Coach? How are you, man?
Cheers to Robert.
Good to see you. Cheers. Cheers. There you go. There you go. And let's see here. Well, Denny is, go get Denny back in there. Denny is here. Yeah, 19 years. He cited, he's got some health issues been concerned about. And hey, AJ, how are you? Welcome to Pop. So yeah. And there's Denny Van Pelt. What's up, DVP? Can you hear us? I'm not sure Denny can hear us. We got you.
We can hear you.
I had to go run to the stairs because just as you threw me on, the Amazon guy's been here for the third time today, and the dogs went off.
That's all right. What's up, Blender? Okay, you got us okay? Can you hear us? Everybody good? What's up, Blender? What's up, A. Bruce? Everybody subscribe. What's going on, fellas? How's your Thursday? I don't think anybody can hear me. Can anybody hear me?
I hear you.
You got me? Oh, okay. Good. All right, good.
Yeah, your volume toward the end of the week last week and like Monday was, and when Jen was on, I could barely hear you, and I'm out on my deck at whatever time in the morning, and I'm cranking my TV up to like 90 on the volume. And then Jen started talking and about blew me off the damn deck because I had it cranked up so high.
I had to work on the board a little bit. I think it's been better since when did we have? We had the blowout Monday, didn't we? When everything kind of went haywire.
And then I think you have some trollers afterwards that were telling you that it was bad, but it was fine. Or at least
yeah. So it's been good since then. Yeah. Yeah, it's good now, though. I think we're good. Yeah, sometimes you just have to just redid everything, checked all the guts of the studio. Everything was reading fine. That's what was frustrating. Everything kept reading fine, but everybody was saying I was low, and I'm like, it was frustrating. It was frustrating.
Yeah,
but we're good now.
When Jen started talking, and it reminded me of the Blazing Saddles scene where the lady was talking to the crowd, and they told her to speak up. They couldn't hear her, and then she started yelling, and everybody.
We, the people of Rockridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Such a good movie. I mean, such a good movie.
In a row, I saw that at the Lyric Theater late show.
Oh, I don't blame you.
17 Fridays in a row.
I don't blame you. A movie that would never. A movie that in another state, a movie that would never be allowed to be remade today, or to be made today.
A couple weeks ago.
Huh?
Shows or movies that they would not make today. That definitely be one of them.
Yeah.
That's funny though, but you think about all the movies that Mel Brooks did. I mean, they all could have been, would probably be falling under umbrella of questionable now. If it would, how he'd be perceived. Funny guy though.
I know.
And the thing is, the sense of humor, what I liked about his sense of humor was there were a lot of people that didn't like it because they thought it was too sophomoric. And I thought it was brilliant because I know. Even when you look back at like his Get Smart days, the stuff with Maxwell Smart was classic.
I agree. I've always liked stuff like that. I like the Airplane movie. I love that movie. I still watch that movie. The Naked Gun movies and the show, all that stuff, man. It might be silly, but it's clever.
I saw the reboot of the Naked Gun with Liam Neeson, and it was terrible.
I lasted 10 minutes.
About a year ago with my son down at
It's terrible. Yeah. Liam Neeson. What are we doing? Yeah.
But when they made the originals with Leslie Nielsen and stuff, Leslie Nielsen was not a comedic actor. He was the bad guy in westerns. He was always the bad guy in the old black and white western.
He was. He was
and all terrible of a sudden, dude. He's doing these damn comedy things, and he was perfect for it.
He was, and he said he always wanted to be a comedic actor, and he fell right into it. Yeah, he was great. He was great.
Next thing you know, back then you'd see Bruce Dern or somebody doing. Doing something, the dude that shot John Wayne.
All I want to do, that's all I want to do is have fun at the movies, right? That's all I want to do is have fun at the movies. Hey, there he is.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's up, C. Lester? How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just listening, man. Y'all talk about John Wayne and movies. I want to get in on the movie tip tonight. How y'all feeling?
Let's do it. We're doing good, man. You're looking good as always. Dignified.
Hey, I'm just trying to hang on a little bit. Just trying to hang on a little bit.
Chris, what do you think about our man Tony Romo?
Hey, Tony Romo has lived the most charmed life of anybody we know. He finally caught up with him. It's absolutely insane to get caught with a DUI in 2026, man. That is just so irresponsible. And I'm not here saying that, and there had been a point in time in my life that I may have, maybe had a few and, got behind a wheel somewhere. And, sometimes it's not what you get, not what, happens is when you get caught. But for him to get caught in 26 for that is crazy.
When you can afford drivers.
Yeah, you can get somebody to come drive you for $20, man. 20, 30, 40.
What's what they're saying about Tiger Woods?
Same thing. Nobody's absolved it, but I think Tiger got an addiction. He got in a problem with things of that nature because his body broke down on him. But still doesn't absolve him of it. Hey, listen, I'll come drive you, Tiger, and I'll never tell anybody.
It's funny, Chris. You said you were making a comment about I've had a few times about. Do you guys remember when I forgot it was a quarterback or it was one of the quarterbacks at Oklahoma State a couple of years ago got busted for a DUI, and I want to say he blew like a point. He blew like a 1.0 or 1.1 or something like that. And then they were interviewing Gundy about the arrest. And then I think he was like, he had done some research or something. And it turned out like the guy only had like 3 or 4 drinks. And his comment was, he made a statement of, well, that's the case. I have driven hundreds of times home 2 miles down the road from whatever bar he goes to in Stillwater and not thinking that I'm over the limit.
Absolutely. I mean, it is, and listen, we grown here. We've all done it. But the problem is, with so much to lose, and in this day and age, as hard as they hit you with that, and we get a DUI. Hey, our buddies are like, "Dang, Chris messed up and got a DUI." That's crazy. But when you got a high-profile job like that, when hundreds of thousands, millions of people see you, you got to think about that. Yeah, hey, you got Balboa, Rick. I've got Cardi. He's my pit bull, so now he's just outside with me. Yeah,
what's up, Cardi?
Yeah, that's cool. Hanging out with us, but it's a sad situation with him. Totally sad.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of Oklahoma and DUIs, did you see what Baker Mayfield went scorched earth on Tampa Bay today?
I did see that.
Oh yeah.
He's signing the autograph and he's all happy, and then he gets on the mic and woo.
He did not.
His money's worth.
He let it out.
Well, he's not happy with Tampa.
He not happy that they didn't re-up his contract. And
they're not going to do it until next year, right?
And they said they're not going to mess with it. And he said negotiations are done. And he said the thing is, and if they're going to be done past 2027, he said, then you might not like the results.
But here's the deal with Baker. Baker has lived a great life. He's lived a great football life from what he turned around in Cleveland. And for him to build his career back to what it is now is great. This year's class, this 26 class is coming out of quarterbacks is absolutely loaded.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, now we might not all like him. You got Sam Levitt's going to come out. You've got Mensa's going to come out. Chambers is going to come out of Ole Miss. Dude, that's just three off the top of my head. You're going to have 4-5 quarterbacks come out. Archer's coming out this year. That's 4 quarterbacks right there. And I think it's about 7. It's about 7. So the way the NFL looks at it is, do I want to pay Baker, who's a good quarterback, $45-50 million a year, or I can go and get me another young kid, pay him the rookie, the 5-year, rookie money, like $25-30 million a year.
No, I know. Give him a rookie contract. Yeah. Get him.
And he's gonna have to go some, because right now the highlight of his career, with all the good he's done, the highlight of his career is him running into that damn stop sign when he got the damn DUI. So
That's true.
And that one's going to be hard to top. I mean, even a Super Bowl last second pass at the end might not top that.
It's got a chance. It's got a chance.
They gave the Eagles gave Carter the biggest contract for a D tackle, 4 years and $152. And then he's also got his old teammate, spot next to him, getting $26 million a year. That big dude, Davis.
Yeah, Davis. But as a 1-2 punch, those two guys are incredible. They're incredible. When you can stop the run the way they do, and he's a 3 technique that can get up the field the way he does and disrupt the backfield, you got to go ahead and sign him up. This will probably, this is going. And he's at the right age too. You got him south of 25.
That's the key. Yeah,
you got him south of 25.
Chris, wasn't Carter a defensive end at Georgia?
No, he's always a defensive tackle.
Always a tackle.
Always a tackle.
I'm thinking of the guy that went first overall to Jacksonville.
Trey, you talking about Walker? You talking about Trayvon Walker?
He was in it. He was in it. Yeah,
he was in. And then you got his other guy.
All those guys were on the same team. How scary is that?
They won the national championship. That's how scared they were. They won the national championship. Yeah.
Did y'all see where Amon Green from Green Bay has Parkinson's disease?
Oh, does he really?
All-time leading rusher.
Yeah. I hate to hear that. I always liked him. I hate to hear that.
He was tough. But the thing is, what's scary is you're starting to see more and more of Parkinson's, ALS.
I was going to say, because Chris Johnson got ALS. Yep.
And they're all neurological.
Yes. Listen.
And, not to sound, I don't want to start a political thing, because sometimes when you get into that's sort of scary.
But it's the worst union of all. It's between them and hockey. Between them and hockey, they got the worst union of all of them out there. So you got guys going out there putting their lives in harm's way. And you got to remember, when Chris Johnson and Amon Green used to play, that's when Joker used to do 2-a-days. Stuff we talk about now where, my kid talking about 24 sessions. I was like, you don't even know what it was like to have to deal with the stuff those guys dealt with. And it's sad to see those guys go out there, because those were some really great players. The Amon Greens, the Chris Johnsons, when you had Junior Seau and what he did years ago, with the things he went through. Man, it's tough, man. Those guys gave us great enjoyment, and we sat around, man, and after it's all said and done, they got to deal with another 25, 30 years.
It was so different back then, Chris. I mean, like, you got your – I remember high school games. I don't remember the second half.
Wow.
You went and played. You didn't sit out for 2 weeks. I mean, the protocols are now better, but we all done it. We all had our bell rung. Probably should not have been in, and stayed
multiple times.
Multiple times.
Take you out.
The day I met Earl Campbell.
Oh.
He was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And taking
Tyler Rose. Yep.
And everybody talked, and you talk to the old school guys that watch football and, played in high school or whatever, and then didn't do anything beyond that. And they said, it just ain't like it used to be. Said they need to be more like Earl. And I'm like, what, 50 years old and in a damn wheelchair and on oxygen?
Yeah. And me and a friend, before I called you guys, we went over Emmitt Smith's carries in his career.
Oh my goodness gracious!
And so we were, we were talking about what was a generational talent, and was he just a good what makes a generational talent? So with me, the greatest generational talent quarterback to me is John Elway, hands down. Not saying that because you're a Broncos fan.
Talented
the greatest talent ever was John Elway. And but then you turn around and say, well, is Brady generational? Was he a generational talent? I tell everybody, no. You saw what he was. That dude went 199 in his draft. But the carries that Emmett only had in his career, outside of injury, he had 3 seasons where he was under 250 carries in his career. Now follow me, because if you turn around now, you give a guy 300 carries, like Saquon Barkley went over 300 carries the year he almost hit 2,000 yards. The next year, he was a shell of himself. And Emmett did it year after year after year, getting that many. I'm talking about 315, 379. I mean, just insane, right? It's crazy.
I know.
And so guys and with Earl was the guy who made me love football.
I know.
Earl Campbell was the guy that made me love football. So I was like torn at that time between being a Houston Oilers fan and a Cowboys fan.
When Phil Robbins was coaching at Christiansburg High School in '79, he had a running back, friend of mine, a year younger, Philip Oliver. And they played a game at Carroll County. And Philip had like 197 yards on 52 carries. And we were sitting in the brewery one night, and I said, and this was before Coach Robbins had passed. And I said, Philip, you need to call that bastard up and tell him, like, I'm calling a lawyer for or child labor services or something, to try and get back. That's probably why I have these headaches today.
Yeah. 52 carries in one. God. Oh my God. That's insane.
Come on, Coach Robbins. What are you doing? Come on, man.
You talk to Rags, and the single wing tailback for Rags would be 30, 32, a high number there. Back when I ran offenses and stuff, no more than usually, and I didn't keep count, but it was usually no more than 18, 19, 20.
But if you go back to it, right? Me and the kid were talking, and we were like, "Well, I want to go somewhere where they throw the football, right?" And so when I started looking around the country, man, they still run the ball, even though we look at guys throwing the ball like Mendoza, and everybody jumped up and down on Mendoza because he didn't throw over like 250 yards in so many different games.
I know.
But the thing about it is that Cignetti is going to run the ball 30, 35 times a game. Now you're going to need multiple backs, which kind of helps. But man, you gotta run the football. You gotta control the clock. You gotta set dominance at the line of scrimmage and go. And the other thing is you save your defense.
Yeah, and the big thing with that too, people talk about the spread and stuff, but we won state championships out of the spread running the football.
Absolutely, spread them out.
You can sit there. You can line up in different personnel.
Yes, sir.
From that without even having to bring people off the sidelines.
Yep.
And still run the football. And Brad Bradley at William Campbell, same thing. God, when he had Cedric Pearman, he was putting all sorts of passing numbers up, but Cedric Pearman still had 1,500 to 1,800 yards rushing.
There you go.
And everything. And he starts running that spread read and everything.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a beautiful offense. That's a beautiful.
I love Cignetti. Did y'all see Cignetti's comment today as he finished up his presser? It's made the rounds on X. He said that the Big Ten's the best league in football. We don't run a hype machine. He was attacking the SEC here. We don't run a hype machine up here in the Midwest. We believe everything's earned, not given. And when we fall short, we say, you know what? We fell short. And then we go back, we don't whine and complain. That's why we're the best league. And, he's a little tired of the SEC's posturing, as all of us really are, to be honest with you.
So I think I saw that clip about the SEC and things of that nature. So how many juggernauts are there in the SEC? Can we?
I have this argument.
Exactly. A great question.
How many juggernauts do you have? Yeah, I mean, we can do it together. You got Georgia, right? You got Alabama now. I mean, Alabama's going to give you a good game. LSU's going to give you a fight.
LSU. And then
LSU.
I mean, who else?
After that.
I mean, you start. Oh, you
got
start
A&M with a lot of money.
Okay, A&M.
I'm going to cheat here just to make sure we don't miss anybody.
Oklahoma,
Texas,
who's going to be, they're not quite on that, but they're going to be just below. And then after that,
that's it. Texas.
That's it.
I forgot Texas.
Yeah, but here's my problem. You say you forgot Texas, but they keep hollering. We got 9 hard games every year. We've got such a hard road to go. I'm not sitting here saying that the Big Ten,
the Big 12.
Yeah. You know, you turn around. You know, the Big Ten has the schools, but those guys are going to fight you. But you know you're going up against the Ohio State. You're going to deal with Michigan. You're going to deal with Penn State. You're going to play a tough game at Iowa with that nasty defense. And then you got to go deal with what you got to deal with. But they all got to go play to try to go win this thing. The problem I think the SEC has is that I'm tired of it means more to them.
Right? Oh, my gosh. Oh,
it means more because South Carolina is the Virginia Tech of the SEC to me to this day. You know? It means more to them, but they don't win.
They talk a lot. I was taught a long time ago when I was fighting. Pops told me, my trader, he said, when you talk a lot, that means you don't have a lot of confidence that you can go and take care of your business, right? Don't run your mouth. Just go do what you're supposed to do. The SEC, Sankey's talking a lot. Too much, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They showed the words that were said between the commissioners. He tripled the word, a lot of word. He's throwing a lot of word salad around right now. He's scrambling a little bit. The Big Ten's passed them. Sorry, SEC, they have.
I mean, like you said, you turn around honestly. You get one better call game by Miami, then it's really going to be a problem because they could have won that football game. God, I'm glad they did.
And those other schools that aren't winning are doing great things in football in the SEC. They serve a purpose.
Yeah,
they serve a big purpose. And that's with the other sports. In some cases, it might be the academics or some of the academic programs that they offer. And stuff, and the SEC can sit there and put that out in their PR machine.
Yep.
Why in the hell would they keep Vanderbilt forever?
Outside of baseball, outside of academics and baseball, that's it. And basketball. Now Vanderbilt's good in basketball. They're good.
Nashville. That's why.
And Nashville
before this last
2 years. Yeah, last 2 years. Yeah.
Before this last change, everybody, they were talking a few years ago that the SEC was looking, and this was stuff I'd heard from people, don't know how accurate, but, Tech people were assuming, they want us. And everything I was seeing, they were looking more at UVA than they were at Tech. And it had nothing to do with the football.
It was academics.
Yeah. And the other Olympic sport type programs and stuff, and the success that those programs had. Now it's sort of changed in the last couple of years. It's really gone, whereas they used to hide it and veil it up a little bit. Now it's just out and out. We got to, every dime we get, we got to put in a football program type of thing. And you guys got to do what you need to do to survive.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just glad that wrestling is doing this thing for us and for here at Tech, that they're able to generate their own money, and if they can do what I hope they do this year and be close to one national championship, that'll help out even more. I think that'll help bring more revenue back to the school, because it's as much as I've fought with Rick about pay for play, which I still won't call it pay for play.
I know you won't.
Hey, my father-in-law calls, you can't have no romance without no finance, right? And you ain't gonna win no games. He ain't wrong. So I mean, you're gonna have some money to make it do what it do, man. It's
that's about as accurate a statement as I've heard so far today.
Coach Elmo, is that true, Coach Elmo?
100%. 100%. I just wrote that one down.
Hey, you can credit that to Al Ross. That's his favorite term, Hey man, you can't have no romance without no finance. I'm like, no problem. That's my.
I sent Rick a graphic today. It was a tweet from Penn State. Their fiscal year is 2025. Their football team had a net gain of $57.5 million. Men's basketball was number 2 at 172. You take their other 25 sports and combine them, it was a negative 39 million and change overall for the fiscal year 2025. Penn State profited $223,000.
One sport, I know.
Three tuition. That's 3 tuitions at Penn. 3.5 tuitions at Penn State. It was their net gain overall when you throw everything in that they spent money on and made money on athletics.
Yep.
Well, they're not in the red. Then they got 3 more. Yeah, that's it. And it's going to. I'm just waiting for the logos to come out. Like I said, I'm waiting to come out on the jerseys. They're going to have to put naming rights on these stadiums. No matter how much it is what it is, man. Did
you see the Ohio State deal?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
but they spread it.
$17 million a year. So
Ohio State's is for the whole program.
It's for the whole program. So that's about it's almost like $478,000 per program, just for that.
Notre Dame got $20 million.
Yeah.
For football.
But Notre Dame got a leprechaun in the bottom of the building printing money, Coach.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have to share it with him. You know that. And Rick said it the other day. Yeah. I don't understand why you don't just kick him out of the ACC, because they only want to use the ACC.
I agree.
As a game that we can play to put our other sports on, or if they beat somebody,
that's exactly right.
Yeah, if they beat Carolina in basketball or Duke in basketball, they parade that all over the place. Kick them out, make them stay independent. But the thing about it, they can stay independent because they got the biggest contract. That NBC contract is insane. What is it? Is it $30 million a year?
And share with no one.
Yeah.
And share with no one.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's right. Yeah.
Their bowl game money, nothing.
It's all theirs. Yeah, that's right. 30. I think about 30 million. I think that's right. If they clear.
If he wins 10 games, he's guaranteed. He wins 9 or 10 games, they're guaranteed they're going to go to the playoffs.
Listen, I think, and I'll say this, and I've typed it to Rick, and I've said this before. Freeman, he'd be a plumb fool to ever leave Notre Dame, and he can get to the status of Eddie Robinson if he wins a national championship.
He wins a natty, yeah.
If he wins a natty, he'll be right there with Eddie Robinson.
He's a good coach. He's a really good coach. Yeah,
and he's a good coach. He gets the job done, and he's in a great position. He's in a great position.
At what point does he get bored?
See,
NFL.
You know what?
He would go to the NFL. He would.
Nah, I don't think he would, because because at Notre Dame.
If he wins a natty, maybe.
No. But go back. If y'all guys go back and look at it, Saban was in the best position possible. He was at LSU. He was dominating, right? And he said, well, why would I go to the pros to try to do, let's go be immortal? And it's too hard in the pros. And Coach Elmo, you'll notice too. I sat with Coach Saban, and he told me why he went, what happened, why he came back. He turned around, he said, point blank out, I cannot control my destiny. He had already talked to Dr. Andrews. Dr. Andrews said that Breeze would get back with his shoulder and that Culpepper would not get back with his knee. He told the GM that. The GM still went with Culpepper. That's why he left in the middle of the season. He said, I can't control my destiny if I got to have other people do it. Now, he really got out because he didn't have to deal with this money.
That's right.
He didn't want to have to deal with that money. What Coach Saban was doing down there with the kids, baseline was this. So, Coach Elmo, all you guys know, a college kid will get a stipend 4 times a year, right? 4 times out of the year, they get $3,500. They get that money. What Alabama was doing, and this was up front, they give every kid $25,000 a year. Give them $25,000 straight out the gate. So you get $25,000, which is stipend. That was your baseline. So if a kid is there, now, but if you think about it, you got 105 kids, $25,000 ain't nothing. $25,000 over a 9-month stretch. That's pretty much what they make if they worked a part-time job.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
And so the student athlete is at the greatest disadvantage, in my opinion, because they don't have a life. They got a 5 o'clock. Come on, Coach Elmo. You got a 5 o'clock wake up. You got Yeah, even the dog knows. 5 o'clock, wake up. You get out. You get to the
Yes.
facility. You're there all day to noon. You come out there. You go to class. You go home. You eat. You turn around. You back in the facility. You doing a training. You doing some film. You doing some rehab. And then you got to also think about in that situation. That's all they can do. So what he did was say, "I'm gonna give him 25,000. Now if you're a little bit better, a little bit this, that, they give you a little more money." But the problem that he had was he couldn't stack the deck anymore. He couldn't put 4 stars and 5 stars and put them on the second team. That's what he hated. He had to share the wealth with the rest of the country, and that's what ran him out, in my opinion.
Yeah. What do you think, Coach? You were with Coach Saban how long? You were with him a long time. So
Yeah, no, when you look at the programs like Alabama, Notre Dame, Rick, we were talking about this on the last show. I call it the 10%
selection schools. Yeah.
selection schools, and it's the 10% club. There's only 10% of them out of the
Yeah.
125. And those guys are able to retain their starters. That could be, 3 defensive tackles, 3 defensive ends. Sometimes your third guy in the rotation, when you get 25 snaps out of him, you're looking at three people per position, 3 safeties, 3 corners, 3 defensive tackles, 3 ends, 3 linebackers. The 4th guy, you're going in if it's just a disaster. But and even at the Alabama's and Notre Dame's, that's called depth.
Yeah.
You can have that. There's not a drop off. And so those guys are able to retain their roster. They're good players, very few starters, unless like the quarterback in Georgia, when he went to Miami, they didn't try to keep him. Go.
Yeah.
But very, and you got to be careful taking a Power 4 player on the portal because they're going to cost you. And if they're leaving if they're starting, they're not leaving.
Mm-hmm.
It's a backup. It's a number 2 guy. Now let's just take the quarterback out of the conversation. But you get an offensive lineman that's a second string Alabama kid. He may not be good enough to play for you. Just because he's at Alabama on a scholarship, just like Virginia Tech signed this offensive lineman from Oklahoma. Okay, as a portal kid. And I heard he got hurt in the spring, didn't practice in the spring, but he better be good because it costs them a lot of money as opposed to going to the group of 6 or 1 AA. Bayshawn Putin did not cost Brent Pry a whole lot coming out.
Nah, but I think, Coach, what had to happen for Coach Moore at Tech was, above all else, he had to go get capable bodies. You got to remember, man, for 3 years, they brought 5 guys into the program, 5 offensive linemen. So to turn around as of, think about that, Rick, 5 offensive linemen. You got to play 5 in a game. You bring 5 in.
That's right. Yeah.
So to turn around and since I think of May of this year, they brought 18 guys into the program. So out of 18 guys, if you can get 9 guys, and Coach, they got it now where they don't just have 2 offensive line coaches. They got 4 offensive line coaches. They got 2 major offensive line coaches working with the guys. They got a whole nother room where they're grooming. That's a terrible word. They're getting those guys ready to be able to play in the season. And that's just how it's done. We jump up and down about all the different things that, coaches and doesn't have this or that and that. To double your staff, to almost double, they put 25 more new staff members in at Tech to try to just get this thing up to speed. This is how far behind they had allowed this thing to fall off. And
Big time.
They let it fall off, Coach.
Especially the recruiting part of it, more than anything else. The on-field coaching, having a GM, a general manager. I was listening to Kyle Whittingham. He interviewed him at Michigan. And I asked him, "What about NIL money?" He goes, the kid comes in his office, wants to talk about NIL money. He goes, "Go to the next door."
Yeah. Yeah.
The GM, go to the next door. You know, the coaches are out of that business.
They are, and they aren't, coach. Whereas the coach sets the standard, the way he takes and where he sets the money up. And I'm gonna be honest, I love the way they did it this year at Tech. I absolutely loved it. And I wish they had been doing that from the beginning. And I hope more schools.
Well, they didn't have the resources. They didn't have the money.
No, but coach, no. But what they did, okay, coach, they did it like this. Whereas, like in the NFL, you get paid during the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, you get paid during the season. Well, that's what they've been able to kind of move some things. But what they were also able to do was give them enough that they could live, because they ain't got nothing else to do but go to class and go work out. If you put thousands of dollars in a man's pocket, right, and all he got, and he ain't got nothing to worry about, his luster and fight to go do what he needs to do, it changes. Y'all all great dudes, man. But if I put $30,000 in your pockets right now, Rick ain't on here doing Big Dawg Pop. You know what I'm saying? He's somewhere chasing his way. Yeah, hey, good night, everybody. He out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have coach, when you were back there coaching, you gotta have some hunger, and you gotta put some fear in their heart that it ain't gonna just be given.
It's still a great motivator.
Yes, it is. Hey, it is, man. You don't have to fear him like you in the movie. In the movie, Malcolm X Malcolm said, I reverenced the Honorable Elijah Muhammad like a man, not like the fear of a man with a gun, but like the fear of the reverence of the sun. And that's what Big Game James got going down there in Blacksburg right now. I absolutely love it.
Well, one thing I'll add about Notre Dame, because I had good friends of mine coach here with Coach Holtz. This is back in the day, but still holds true. Notre Dame is good when Notre Dame decides the administration, they want to be good.
Indeed.
And you know, to get the average coach there has been about 10 years. Lou stood there 10, Harris stood there 10. Now Kelly went 12. But and then the other thing is don't ever forget this. Nobody raises money better than Catholic priests now. Nobody. Nobody. Trust me. I'm telling you, the business of education, they are really good at it.
Yes, they are.
And number two, don't ever forget this. When you're at Notre Dame, you've got permission from God to kick someone's ass.
Man,
that's the thing.
Permission from God to kick somebody's ass. I like that. Coach. I like that, coach.
Rick made a good point the other day. He was talking about Notre Dame, and depending on who you talk to, there's a different feel. You know, people have different feelings on them. But he said Notre Dame is the Cowboys or the Yankees.
Oh, the Yankees.
That's and
no doubt.
I personally feel like, and again, there's people that don't agree with it, but I think college football is better when Notre Dame is good. And when Notre Dame is a factor, I think college football is better. Just that tradition. And
I go along with that. I go along with that.
Without question. You said no wrong, coach. You spot on. You're right.
Yeah, when I was growing up in Massachusetts in the late 50s and 60s, early 60s, well, before they had the Patriots, you know, and Notre Dame football, every Sunday you watched the highlights.
Lindsey Nelson and Paul
Horning. And
with the score still the same, we moved to further plays in the
exactly.
Go ahead.
Move ahead in the game.
Go ahead, coach.
And so, you know, the Subway alumni, I mean, everybody in New England was a Notre Dame fan. Everybody. My mother loved Notre Dame. She loved Notre Dame. I used to watch that every Sunday, man. Terry Hanratty and Jim
Terry Hanratty. Wow.
Listen, man.
Whatever. It's got a great brand. I went on the campus. I've coached against Notre Dame numerous times, and I'm old for it. And hadn't beat at Washington, but I'm old for it against them. I went on that campus for the first time when I went up to Coach Holtz's funeral, and I've been in the stadium, but when I went on that campus, it is a special place.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. And that when Lou was coaching there, he said, "You're not." Lou always said this: "You're not there to change Notre Dame. Notre Dame's going to change you.
Change you. It's going to change you. Yeah, it'll change you."
And academically, it there were some kids that they couldn't go to practice on Tuesday because they had to go to class. They had no exceptions in terms of the academic standards on the campus. Even when they had the Prop 48s, even when Tony Rice
was there.
The Prop 48 from South Carolina.
The great Tony Rice.
He
coach.
graduated. But it was my buddies who coached with Lou told me it's a place that the expectations are off the charts, and the rules and restrictions academically are real deals. They're a real deal. But if Notre Dame decides it wants to be good, it's going to be good, and they are good. And they got the best coach. The best thing that ever happened to was Kelly Leaving. The number one thing that ever happened, because now they got a guy that everybody likes Notre Dame again.
Yeah, they love him.
I like Notre Dame. I was a Notre Dame hater, because every year they're supposed to, from January, they're like Carolina, January to September, they're number one in the country.
Yeah.
Best ever. And play the season, and they're going to lose 2 or 3 games.
They need to go back to grass, though. They need to get that. They need to get that grass field back in Notre Dame Stadium, for God's sakes. Come on.
I think it wouldn't surprise me. The C.J. Carr is the best quarterback in college football, my opinion, my evaluation. He is number one. I take anybody in the NFL draft. I'm taking him.
Notre Dame's loaded. They're loaded.
Even over Mensa, you would take him even over Mensa?
I'd take him over Mensa. I'd take him over
Levitt. You take him over Levitt?
I'd take him over kid in Texas. Oh yeah,
and Arch too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's my number one guy. I love him.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Coach. Okay.
Chris is like, okay, whatever.
No,
Coach.
hey, listen, I'm not arguing with Coach, because my thing is Coach is going to look at film a different way. And like I said, it's 5 guys that, and I couldn't even get 5 off the top of my head. Yeah.
There's 2 kinds of quarterbacks.
Okay, give it to me, Coach.
There's West Coast guys, the Brady's, the Breeze, that are timing throw guys. They're on the clock. They're gonna create. They're gonna extend plays with their feet and their head. Okay. And the coaching breaks down. Drew Brees is going to extend that play to get the most out of it, because he was really athletic in the pocket. And that's what the NFL is. You cannot. Okay, classic example.
Give it to me.
South Carolina, last year they tried to make the kid an NFL quarterback. He's not. He's a spread guy. There's 2 kinds of quarterbacks. There's spread guys and there's West Coast guys. I think C.J. Carr is a West Coast guy that can run a spread offense, but there's a lot of spread offensive guys cannot run the West Coast. They can't do the timing throws, the rhythm and the timing. They're throwers. They're not passers.
So let's take a guy from a couple years back, Coach. You take Cam Ward. Cam Ward is a West Coast guy that can play the spread, though. Correct?
Right now he is. He's getting there. He's
getting there.
Think about Cam Ward. You look at his career and development. Now here's where the portal. You go. Okay, the portal. This is where the portal works. This kid started out with Immaculata, wherever it was. In Texas. Then goes to Washington State. Then goes to Miami. Was a Heisman. Now he's in the NFL. How about that road to success?
Right. So, so going with the guys that are top right now. Levitt's going to be there. Arch is going to be there because of his name.
Absolutely.
Mensa's probably got the best arm. You said the Carr kid at Notre Dame.
I think the Carr kid. There was granddaddy's Lloyd Carr. He's got football in his blood.
Yeah,
it's a coaching family.
Yeah.
Anytime I've told Rick this numerous times, Lester, Chris, I'm telling you, when I was coaching defensive backs, I used to tell, I watched Drew Brees for the first time. I said, that son of a bitch, he's coaching in his family someplace. And you can tell those quarterbacks on film. You can tell the competitive guys that when we're beating Purdue 34-17 with 2 minutes to go, and I am sweating my ass off.
Yeah.
Don't get the ball back.
Yeah.
Don't get in the ball back.
Yeah.
The game is not over.
Yep.
He puts the fear of God in you. You don't have a comfortable lead with Drew Brees or Brady at quarterback.
You never do.
Or Peyton Manning, and I watched his career.
Yeah.
But, you could tell that I think the Carr kid, he's got so much upside in terms of where he's going in his development as a quarterback. But he's one of those kids you watch. I'll bet him when he gets in the NFL, in about 2 or 3 years, he'll end up being a really good quarterback.
So,
he's
so
my
coach,
favorite.
yeah. So, coach, going back to what you said about with Tampa and Baker Mayfield, that's 5 guys right there. You turn around, all you need for a young quarterback, you got to have a really good running game, which Tampa has, and you got a defense that can hold the team under 24. It used to be a great defense will hold you to 17. Now you keep it 24.
No.
Yeah, you got a chance to win, and you can bring along a young quarterback like that and win.
Yeah.
And why am I going to pay him? Why would I?
Yeah.
In your right mind, why would I pay Baker Mayfield $50 million a year, right? When I can go turn around. Yeah.
With that scenario, why not sit there and call up Minnesota or call up Cleveland and say, hey, what you got?
Well, the biggest curse in the NFL, the first round draft. I mean, you look at Troy Aikman. He wins one game and gets a crap kicked out of him.
He does.
He did.
One game.
That's right.
He wins one game and gets a crap. So you either put that kid in there and get the crap kicked out of you,
right?
And in 3 years, you got a chance to be in the playoffs if he's that good.
But the way you can protect him now, coach, is with a running game, with a tight end. The tight end. Yeah, the tight end saved Bledsoe's. Ben Coates saved Bledsoe's career, being able to throw to Bledsoe until the other guys started.
He did.
Then the Terry Glenn started developing things of that nature. So
now let me tell you, you start with a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
When I was with Virginia, Sean Moore's sophomore year, 80% of the productivity is coming through him, 70%. We get Gary Kirby, and all of a sudden Sean Moore's he's 6th in the Heisman ballot.
There you go.
Not even close from sophomore to junior, outside even the experience. You look at Saquon Barkley, what he did. The running back, that running game, when the productivity of the quarterback is 70 to 80% of offensive productivity, you'll win games and he'll be dynamic, but you ain't going to the Super Bowl.
I was watching NFL this morning, and at work, I was at the gym, and they had the question was, who has the worst quarterbacks room in the NFL? Majority picked one. Majority of the guys in the panel picked one team. What do you think they picked?
Minnesota.
Nope. Cleveland.
Bingo.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I was just talking about trade for somebody. Better quarterback, and you got 2 guys right there, and they're both being questioned who should even be playing.
Well, you look at the thing with the NFL, which really blows my mind. I've always said that there's only a handful of guys that know how to coach the position, and not only coach it, evaluate it. It goes hand in hand. Quarterback coaches, offensive line coaches, and DB coaches, they better be your highest paid guys. Because not only do they have to be great teachers, they have to be great evaluators. It goes hand in hand. Okay? Because they're hard to evaluate. Even though the quarterback, you think you know, you don't know. And you look at a Mike Holmgren.
Oh, that's a whisper.
Brett Favre was a throwaway.
Mike Holmgren's a good one. even though I don't like him, your coach your coach Rick, he's a great evaluator of quarterbacks. I mean, he's a great evaluator. Yeah, Sean Payton. Because I liked Bo Nix, but I didn't think Bo Nix would come to the league and be like this.
No, I didn't either.
Hey, Andy Reid, no one's better than Andy Reid.
You're right, Coach. I left out the best one.
With Donovan McNabb. Listen, I was at Syracuse. Donovan McNabb played at Mount Carmel High in Chicago, Illinois. The head coach is Frank Lenti. I recruited that high school when I was coaching at Minnesota. We became really close. He was a GA for Coach Holtz, and he loved Lou, and he and I became really, really, really close and stayed in touch over the years when I left Minnesota. I'm coaching at Syracuse the spring of 92. The spring of 92, I get a call from Frank Lenti at Mount Carmel. Legendary coach, got the most wins of any coach in Illinois football. He said, Coach, I got a kid that he runs a split back veer. The old split back veer. Coach
split back veer, yeah.
He goes, Coach, I got a quarterback. Just
like Novocaine, give him time and it works.
Yeah, he goes, all the Big Ten schools want him as a defensive back. They don't want him as a DB. I take the call. I go down to George DeLeon, the OC. I said, George, this is Frank Lenny's number. He's got a kid. Call. I said, definitely call him. Please call him. Do me that favor, and then you take it from there. The rest is history. And then he goes to Philadelphia, and Andy Reid. This is the kid that nobody wanted the quarterback out of high school, and I mean nobody.
Wow.
And Andy Reid takes Andy Reid to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes. Tell me if Patrick Mahomes, if he's not with Andy Reid, I guarantee you, if you ask Patrick Mahomes, where would you be without Andy Reid? He'd tell you lost.
That's
yeah. I don't know who. Yeah, I agree with that.
So here's my question, Coach, and I'm gonna ask all y'all: do you think, with Justin Fields being there in Kansas City this year, and if he gets an opportunity just to sit there for a year, because me personally, I'm not bringing back Mahomes this year. He tore his ACL the last game of the season, and I'm a bit, I understand medical science is great. Had Kellen Winslow had that at that time, or other guys, they probably could have prolonged their career and came back, but you didn't have that. I still believe that it is a 8 to 12 month surgery before you're back to.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
You're back to going out, taking the garbage out, mowing the lawn, taking stuff up and down the stairs. Playing football at a high level, I still think that's like 18 months. So if you've got a guy like Justin Fields who's trying to have an opportunity, Coach, to rebuild his career, why not take this year and give it a shot with him? He already showed you can get to the playoffs with the kid that was in San Francisco broke his leg with the Redskins. Oh God. What was his name? First round picking it.
Oh, the kid, Alex Smith from Utah.
He took Alex Smith. Alex Smith took him to the playoffs 3 years in a row, just couldn't get over the top.
That's another Andy Reid protege.
That's what I'm saying. So wouldn't it make more sense to keep Justin Fields there, let him sit there and play for a year?
Yeah, sure does.
If he can't play in Kansas City with Andy Reid,
he can't play. He can't play.
Right.
You know what? I've been to Green Bay's practices with Mike Holmgren, with Brett Favre. He coaches them like offensive guards. It's an ass chewing like you can't have. And the good ones want to be coached.
Yeah.
They want to be coached. And there's just a handful of them in the NFL and in college that can evaluate them and develop them. There's a handful of them.
Yeah, I give you that.
5 or 6 out of the 32 teams in the league.
Yeah.
The rest of them, look at the kid from Duke that played for the Giants. That was a disaster. He goes to the Colts. They're undefeated until he gets hurt.
Wow. Is that what we're missing, Coach? With quarterbacks in the NFL, it's not necessarily the player. Like Chris is saying, maybe Justin Fields just hasn't had the right guy. Is that what we're seeing? A lack of ability to develop from coaches as opposed to kids just saying, "Hey, I can't play." No, maybe they can play, right?
Especially the first round, the high round kids.
And the thing too, the thing to me with the quarterbacks as far as the pros is, and it's changed over time. It's changed over the last 15, 20 years. Is the rush to get them in?
Right.
What is the hurry?
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
you're absolutely right.
I know what the hurry is from up top. It's financial.
It's money.
We
Hey,
want to get as much as we can out of this cat before he gets off his rookie contract.
Yep.
But the thing is, how many quarterbacks over the years have been ruined because they were rushed into before they were ready, and then mentally they were shot after that?
Well, Dave, think about this. This is the GM's dilemmas, and not that I know, but this is what I think I know. You either get the quarterback and build your team, or build your team and get the quarterback. I mean, there's very few Joe Namaths. Joe Namath built the Jets. They didn't really have to build a team around. He built the Jets. There's very few quarterbacks that can come in and build a team by his play. He builds the team, as opposed to you look at what the Cowboys what they did with the quarterback is they ended up his first year or the third year they're winning the Super Bowl. As they went, they started building the team around him. But you got to be ready if you're going to play him early, Dave. You got to be ready to get your ass kicked. And
that's what happened, Coach. Because you go back and I'm gonna give you the two that I saw do that. You watch Elway carry that franchise year after year, right? Him and the other kid that got out, Andrew Luck. That was the only other kid.
Absolutely.
That. Yeah. If those two kids right there, if they would have turned around and continue to try to build around him, but Andrew got hit so much that I think that's why he just said, "Hey, I'm not doing this."
Your offensive, it starts with your offensive line and your tight end, your running back, okay,
and then everything else comes along.
Everything else comes, yep.
Everything else can fall into place.
So Rick went, Coach. Rick went and put his prediction out earlier than I was, because I don't do my prediction for the year until after camp.
Yeah, it was too early. It was too early.
But I love what you did. I love what you did. But that is going to be, I think, going to be the biggest difference for Tech this year.
Huge.
And because of the offensive line, the continuity out there. Because I know a lot of in the tight end game, and in the tight ends, because
you're going to see a Big Ten football team on that field. What that equates to wins and losses, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to see a Virginia Tech team you had not seen in an awful long time in terms of when they hit that field and that offensive line hits the field, it's going to be like, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
The opponent coaches, they're going to win pregame. They'll win the pregame.
The off the bus. Oh, the off the bus. Oh yeah, they're gonna win that. They're gonna win that. They're gonna win off the bus. When I went up to see him in the spring, I was highly impressed. I remember the year before, I was talking to Kyle Altoon, and he was like, I think we had maybe 6 guys, man. I mean, you got to think about it. Last year, man, they weren't even doing full practices because they didn't have enough bodies. They didn't have enough bodies, man. And so, and now, they're getting after it. They got bodies. It's gonna be something nice to see. It's gonna be something nice to see.
The worst part was I played with Brett's daddy, Jim Bryant. I think I'm close to him enough. I've told him, I've communicated with him. You can't have 3 offensive line coaches in 4 years. You cannot.
No.
You know why? You got 3 people that are going to evaluate differently than their wants. Okay? No 2 offensive line coaches are the same.
Yeah.
They're not.
No
2 DB coaches. No 2 quarters. They're not the same. No one's the same.
That's true.
Okay?
That's
and then
true.
the worst part is they had Tyrone Jones, who had 2 starts at Baylor. Only 2. One thing Coach Signetti has done You look at the starter, the kid from Ohio U. His first year there, he transferred from Ohio U. He won the MAC championship. He was a 2-year starter, and they won the MAC. I watched a kid practice in the Myrtle Beach Bowl out here when they came down here.
Yeah.
And then they get Mendoza. He was a full-time. You want at least 18 to 22 starts and come from a winning program. And that, if I'm going to the portal, that's my criteria. There may be exceptions, but let me tell you, you better give me a good reason to take this son of a bitch.
That's true.
If
And
doesn't fit those two criteria in the portal,
yeah.
I don't care where he's playing. I don't care if it's Norfolk State, or Roanoke College, or Old Dominion. But I don't want to overpay. I'm not going to the Power Four to pay guys that can't play where they're playing.
Yeah, I think that was like where, and Rick is a real big proponent on Grunk, and I'm gonna get out y'all here. I gotta go find out tour buses for the families in these away games this year. We trying to get tour buses.
Well, that's smart. That's smart.
Dude, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, I got to talk to you about that.
It is actually smart. It's actually smart.
Hey, Chris, by the way, if your Cowboys can just play any kind of defense at all, they're going to be
Coach, I got to go. I ain't got enough time to talk about that defense.
Well, they're going to be in the playoffs.
He needs another show.
Confused before he leaves.
I'm not a fan. I'm just telling you.
Coach,
now he's all fired up again.
I gotta go, Coach. I'm gonna catch you next time. You can. Oh my God, when you got the 30,
have a good year.
Hey, listen. This is the one thing that I worry about, and I'm gonna get out y'all here. The Bible says, "Be weary when all men speak well of you." Christian Parker has got everyone loving him. I mean, because he's a Fangio guy, and he was in Philly, and what he did with Cooper DeJean, and all that. But he's never called plays on his own, and he's got more pressure than anybody else, any defensive coordinator in the league this year, because everybody wants to see him not succeed. They want to watch him fail because they got him as the golden boy.
That's right.
And go ahead.
That
Go ahead,
Downs
Coach.
kid, the defensive kid they got from Ohio State, I watched him. I got privy to watch games on a site. I can watch all the games. That kid, I would charge admission to watch him on film. You know what I mean?
Coach, I gotta go. I'm gonna just get it. When I went down, when I went to Bama, and I met Coach Saban. Coach Saban said that kid right there, and he pointed Caleb Downs, is probably the best football player I've ever coached. Period. Now, you got to understand, I'm standing next to this dude. I'm trying not to be a fan. I'm trying to be serious, you know? But for him to tell me that, I always knew Caleb Downs was going to be special. Hey, fellas, I love y'all. I appreciate you spending some time with me, man. And
you too, brother.
Talking, man. I'll talk to y'all soon. Next time we get together, fellas.
All right, brothers. Take care.
Be good.
Man.
All right, man. See you in the morning, hopefully. Be good.
No doubt, bro. No doubt.
All right, man. Take care. Chris Lester's awesome.
Energy now.
Oh, I love Chris. Chris is great. Chris is great. He needs to have his own thing, man. He needs to like. He's great. He's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know how to get him off track, though.
Yeah, I love that. Coach throws a cowboy thing at him as soon as he's in.
He gets on that cowboy kick. He loses it.
No, I love that kid from Ohio State. He's a great player. He paints the picture of what you're looking for because they did so much with him. You know, he could play middle of the field. He could play deep zones, short zones. You know, he's a linebacker on the run and a corner on the pass.
Yeah.
He literally is the complete defensive back that you don't have enough of them. But boy, there's things, he's like the Lawrence Taylor. You could put him in places to where he's going to be a force and make plays.
Coach, I had a visit the other day from one of my old Christiansburg buddies who told me to tell you hello. From about 1980, 81, you might remember, hopefully here, Stevie Allen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stevie Allen told me to tell you hello, and he said you would definitely know when I mentioned his name.
Yeah, appreciate that. I heard you guys talking about Phil Robbins earlier. He was one of my favorites. I love Phil Robbins.
Phil was
yes.
Phil was. I think I told you the story. He helped me out a lot later in life, whereas we didn't get along very well when I was in school. Mainly because I had issues. But you know, toward the end and everything, we talked a lot. My daughter went to UVA Wise, and he had that honorary position with the football program there. And I would go see him, and he would hug me, and definitely wanted to know the scoop and what was going on, you know, and all that stuff. And when I got my first coaching job, Phil was first one to call me and ask me if, you know, said, I'll help you find an apartment and everything. And he actually called the guy, and the guy called me that had the apartment for me to live in and everything. So, yeah, Phil was
good man.
He was a piece of work.
He used to come down. He and Glenn Carlock used to bring, when we had our football camps, we had kind of like a mini team camp. But when I was coaching there, and Carlock and Phil Ross, they loved it. They brought their teams down, because we would work we ran the programs at Fair. We ran this off-season program and conditioning. And of course, Carlock loved it, and Phil Ross, they loved it. He did a great job at Christiansburg.
Christiansburg was downtrodden for many years.
Yeah, they really were. They really were.
And he got there, and he came in, and I mean, you know, he was the.
He brought it back from the dead.
And I mean it in a good way. He was that used car salesman.
Correct. Yeah.
He was polishing the turd. He was polishing the turd to make you want to buy into it, and getting you to buy into the program and everything. Wow. And God, when he went to Southwest Virginia, and he's running that multiple I, and everybody in Southwest Virginia is running a 53 and a wishbone, and he's running multiple I, and he's motioning to trips and shit like that, and scoring 70 points a game at Powell Valley. You know, he innovated. I mean, you know, just changed the game in Southwest Virginia when he went back.
Hey, I know. Hey, let me ask you guys, since we're talking about Phil Robbins, Coach Robbins, who'd you like better, Thomas or Julius Jones?
Thomas.
Both.
Both were great. But
I know who he liked because he told me.
But watching them on film, which I've had the ability to do now, and spend time watching the film of them in high school, Thomas was just a step above to me.
Refresh my memory, Dave. Where did those kids go?
Thomas went to UVA.
Julius went to Notre Dame.
Julius went to Notre Dame.
I coached against him when I was at Purdue. This is crazy. I'm at Purdue, the 2003 year. We've got a top 5 national defense. We had 8 guys drafted off the defense that started in the NFL. Draftees, 8 of them out of the 11. So we were really good. We're playing Notre Dame, and the offensive coordinator, I knew well. I was at Washington with him, and the defensive staff, Rock Spatz, knew the coordinator at Notre Dame too, and he really had no concepts of running the football. Well, they played Oklahoma State the week before, and they rushed for 250 yards. Julius Jones had like 200 yards rushing. I mean, out of the 250. And we came into our game. I don't know if that was by accident, but we always said, we go, if they had Brady Quinn was a true freshman at quarterback. Well, they got Julius Jones in the backfield, and they got Brady Quinn throwing the thing all over the lot. We ended up taking him to the ground like 20 to 25 times. We beat their ass like a drum. And thank God that offensive coordinator didn't know how to run the football.
There's a high school game that I put up that's on my site, but it's on a couple others too. And I was lucky enough to get my hands on it. Powell Valley played J.I. Burton in 1994.
Coal mining, baby.
And Thomas Jones had 461 yards rushing.
Oh, Jesus.
And J.I. Burton had a back by the name of Boo Sensabaugh. And I think I might be wrong. I think he went to West Virginia. Okay. And he ran for like 260 some yards in the game.
Wow.
Coach Robbins agrees with you, Coach Mabry. He said Thomas, not only because he was more of a complete player, but he also got Julius to come and helped him develop into the player he was for the program too.
Thomas looked more physical.
Yeah.
And I mean, the durability with his body, if you look at his NFL career, I mean, 10,000 yards rushing?
Yeah.
In the NFL?
Yeah. Wow. I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
good player in the NFL.
You know, I mean, he just didn't make an appearance and disappear, and his body held up, and now he's in like acting and modeling and all that stuff. So
how about that? Nice.
Oh yeah, from what I understand, he's been in like a couple of series and stuff, and
wow,
he's Hollywood now. Something to think about that. Coming from the hills of Appalachia,
the coal mines. Yep.
Hey, with the sun from 10 to 2, sunrise at 10 and sets at 2 o'clock, right between them mountains in the valley. Go back there. God almighty.
But he had that 461 yards, and then I'm not for sure about what a lot of other backs did. And then Stephen Peoples from Galax in 2013 went to Graham and ran for 501 against Graham.
Jesus.
At Mitchell Stadium.
The G-Man.
Running in that Mark Dixon offense at Galax when they were cranking.
Denny, I got a baseball question I need to ask you.
Shoot.
How's Tampa Bay? How are they doing?
They develop their players.
They what?
They develop their players. The guys you see on the major league team for the most part are the guys that they've drafted.
That's true.
That's kind of been their.
That's true.
You know what their formula of success, because you look at their salaries, they're at the bottom third every year.
Unbelievable. That was my point.
The problem is their problem is kind of like the new transfer portal situation. They will lose guys to free agency because they get bigger contracts, like Evan Longoria. So they bring in another group of guys the following year because the minor leagues had to develop in the minor leagues.
Is that the front office? That's
the whole system.
The whole system, top to bottom.
Yeah, it's like I said. You look at their average payroll the last 10 years, and you tie it up against their record, and probably have one of the higher winning percentages and one of the lowest payrolls.
Unbelievable.
Is there a chance in hell at all that they will get a salary cap?
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Some of these
will happen.
If you put the salary cap at 200, you've got three teams that are way above and over. What do you have? How they get to eat those contracts until they're done, and then that's why I'm more concerned how it's going to work, because obviously they do instill something. These guys that are going to be losing money, how do you like penalize them? You're going to tax them. How's that going to work? You know.
Well, it's all, they've let it get completely out of control. I saw Passan said he had 11 owners tell him last week that they don't think one pitch will be thrown in 2027.
Unless there's a salary cap.
It's going to be the work stoppage.
How would you like to be that cat from Detroit right now? Scooble.
He's going
to be very, 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 very rich here very soon.
Is he a free agent?
He's a free agent.
Man, I'll tell you what.
And that's going to happen in a couple of days.
Yeah.
He's got to be. He's one of the better pitchers I've seen on TV. I mean, that guy. Woo.
Skeets had a bit of an off year. You have to wonder if Livy's lifestyle is affecting his pitching. But him and the guy from Milwaukee, Mizorowski, he's below 1.6 right now for an ERA.
Ooh.
He throws 105. He's hit 105 miles an hour this year. Crazy.
That's not bad.
But going back to the salary cap, it's again, they're trying to even the playing field. They think because obviously your teams that can afford players, other teams. That was the whole purpose of Billy Beane and Oakland A's. He had to find ways not to spend money, and he went with this, find guys to get on base. Which we talked about the other day. That the on base percentage is not a big deal. It's not batting 300. But it's basically to even the playing field. It's a competition thing too. Some of these teams don't go as deep and have bullpens like the Dodgers do. So if you got to go to a 5-7 game series with the Dodgers in the playoffs, they're going to have arms.
Yeah, no shot.
Arms going out there.
And they can go out.
I see two sides of it. I mean, like, I got all this money, I should be able to go buy what I want. As opposed to, how is Rutgers? I'm bagging on Rutgers because it's my state. How does Rutgers possibly compete in the SEC for football? You make the SEC a little better, a little less better, and bring Rutgers up. That's how you even it off. Why? No, we kick the hell out of Rutgers. We have the resources. The same thing.
How the Mets? Don't they have the Mets, the Red Sox, the Yankees? There's more with high salaries failing outside the Dodgers. Take away the highest salaries and the lowest salaries, and some of the. I mean, even the White Sox are having a good year.
Yeah, well, again, that's the beauty and the bad thing about and we talked about Jalen Carter signing for 4 years and $152 million. Okay, it's all upfront money.
Right,
at
right.
the peak of his career right now. Okay, whereas the Mets are still spending $1.1 million a year on July 1st on Bobby Bonilla. Eventually, the Yankees are going to probably have to pull one of these. Baltimore, Crash Davis. I forgot how many millions of dollars they owe him to retire because he basically got his contract based on 1 or 2 years. And same thing. I mean, with the contracts are guaranteed. So if you get hurt, you're making $15 million a year. Blow out your arm first game, $15 million. Yep, you still get it.
Wow, that's crazy. Rick, I don't know if you saw this. The YouTube catfish hunter.
Yeah.
He talked about baseball and the pitchers not pitching from a full windup today using their bodies. They're throwing 100 miles an hour, but they don't ever get that. I mean, you look at, again, I was a fan, I look at Warren Spahn, Juan Marshall, and Sandy Koufax, and I'm looking at these pitchers pitching out of a stretch today, and they're not even going 6 innings.
Yep.
Or Bob Gibson, who had someone said like 200 and something plus. What was it, Nolan Ryan, whatever, 250 complete games or something insane. But it was hilarious listening to him talk about how baseball today, it's not even close.
Well, you mentioned the Tampa Bay Devil, the Tampa Bay Rays. I can't remember I know they knocked the Yankees out doing this 1 year, and I forgot if they made it to the World Series or not. Maybe they won. I can't remember, but I remember the series. They were using 9 guys. They were using like a guy an inning on the mound. You never. They were literally that year doing. They were throwing bullpen games.
Wow.
Everybody in the bullpen throw. They didn't have, say, 4 or 5 additional starters. They were throwing bullpens out.
Jesus. That's crazy.
Because you know what? You think about it, that's the biggest thing is, somebody asked about, the guy's going to be a starter or a reliever. Well, if he's only after the first time you see him, you got him. He's a reliever because you're gonna need it. You need the most time the good starters. Get 3 times through the batting order, but they kind of changed that now.
Yeah,
it's very. Somebody came out of the game the other day. It was 7 innings, like 1 hit, 10 Ks, and they pulled him out of the game.
Yeah, like the perfect game guy a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I still love the sport, but
people have started copying the devil. The Rays, the other teams have done this too. They really just go out there and max out. Listen, I've seen kids. We've had kids at Radford where what they threw coming out of the pen was not the same as those relievers when they were starting because they had to try to save their tank to try to get into that 4th, 5th inning and help out Coach Garrett and make it easier on our bullpen.
Wow. That's crazy.
Denny, who was your team when you were a kid?
Excuse me?
Who was your baseball team when you were a kid?
The Yankees and the Giants. The Yankees, well, that's the Giants, but the Steelers. But the thing with the Yankees, and I was thinking about this today, and it's funny this comes up. Why am I no longer a fan of the New York Yankees? I forgot what year it was, and I know it was a playoff game when the Indians knocked out the Yankees. I think that's what happened. One of the outfielders from the Indians said was an interview. They go, New York has the worst fan base in professional sports. You know what? They're 100% right. The New York fan base has maybe over the years not liked the Yankees.
Yeah.
I can't stand Yankee fans. I can't stand Giant fans. And most of the Giants fans are Yankees fans, and most of the Jets and the Mets go together.
Oh, there you go.
Coach, you were Red Sox,
you can spot the giant Yankee fan a mile away because they're banging their chest when they beat Dallas, and then they're hiding in the hole when they get beat by the Eagles.
There they are. Yeah. Coach, you're right, Coach Mabry. Coach Elmo now, he's a Red Sox guy. He's got Red Sox on right now. Yeah.
And Rick, you were
love him.
Who was your team, Rick?
I'm a Padres lifer, and I know that's weird.
I think it's unique, but
it was the uniforms. It was the uniforms.
As a little kid, I was an Oriole fan, and I was the
I love the Orioles.
Boog Powell, Dave Johnson, Mark Belanger, Brooks Robinson.
I love Mark Belanger.
Rod Hendrickson, Andy Etchebarren, Frank Robinson, Paul Blair, and Don Buford.
Doug DeCinces, man. Doug DeCinces was one of my favorite players. I loved him.
And listening, and I would listen to the games, late 60s, early 70s, to the games on the radio. Chuck Thompson, who called the the greatest football game ever in '58 with the Colts and Giants. Chuck Thompson and Bill O'Donnell would call the games. Natty Bowe being the ads. With all that, I mean, that was just the greatest thing in the world. And then you would you'd listen to the game and pull out your baseball cards.
No, I know. That was the fun part right there. Yep.
Somebody would be batting for the White Sox or whoever the Orioles were playing, and you would dig the card up and look it up. And
now I know.
How funny was Weaver, too, as a coach? How many times? His ejections are legendary.
Yeah. Yeah. The book Jim Palmer wrote was hilarious. The title of it was Together We Were 6'8" or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious. It was a great book.
You know, it was kind of cool. You'll appreciate this, Dave. When after the spring of '94, and I think they still have it, but I'm not sure. But in Winchester, they have this apple blossom parade.
Apple blossom, yeah.
Whatever. It is a big deal. It's like a who's who. Irv Cross, Weaver. Frank Beamer was supposed to go. It's George Allen was the governor, and he's there. And it's a tuxedo, black tie tuxedo ball at night. It's a whole weekend. It's a gala, and it's the who's who in Virginia. And with sports, personalities. So Frank couldn't go for whatever reason. They sent my ass up there. So I got to get a tuxedo, had to go get a tux. So I might as well buy one. So I bought. But Earl Weaver was there. He was a headliner, and Irv Cross. Earl Weaver was a riot.
I bet he was.
Oh, he was special. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, those teams were great. And then in like late 70s, 80s, I got hooked where everybody else got hooked on the Braves because of TBS. I got hooked on the Cubs because of WGN.
Yeah.
And then when I started, so I started going once a year. I'd do a trip to Wrigley and
you go to
see.
Wrigley?
Oh yeah.
Denny, have you been to Wrigley?
I have not.
I'll tell you what. I went to Fenway when I was coaching at Purdue. It was only 67 whatever miles from Chicago. Not a bad drive. So we got the tickets to see the Cubbies. That's the friendliest. You talk about the friendly confines, the nicest people you'll ever want to meet. And if they win, they're happy. And if they lose, they're still happy.
Did you drink you an old style?
Absolutely. I walk into a baseball stadium, 2 dogs, bag of peanuts, a couple of beers. That's a given.
No deep dish pizza?
No. Well, at the airport. When I used to recruit Chicago, that's what I used to, when I get to the airports, I'd get an old style and a deep dish pizza. That was my airport stuff, but not at the ball game.
Not at the ball game, yeah.
I do the dogs.
I had to get my dog up on the couch.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
It's getting to the point she can't do it alone.
Hey, by the way, do any of you guys think there's a snowball's chance in hell that the Chicago Bears are going to be moving to Indiana?
They can put. I think so. It's going to change.
The league hasn't fought it at all.
No,
yeah,
they're not going to, Rick.
Because
how does that city not like going bananas right now? That they're going.
I think they are. They are.
Hey, don't forget you got the Giants playing in New Jersey.
Hey, don't get me started on that. I live in New Jersey, and that whole shit pisses me off. Okay? We drove. Matter of fact, I drove my daughter to the airport last night. I was thinking about this because so FIFA. Even if they're playing at MetLife in East Rutherford, New Jersey, you can't call it that. I asked my wife about this. They said all the FIFA, wherever they play, they could not use whoever sponsors the stadium's name. Okay, like the Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So anyway, I believe they were calling the site the New Jersey, New York, or New York, New Jersey site.
Yeah.
Just like with the Giants and the Jets, they play in New Jersey.
New Jersey. Yeah.
They don't play in New York.
No. So
when the Nets left New Jersey, it went to Brooklyn. Do we still call them the New Jersey Nets? No, they're now the Brooklyn Nets. I don't understand. I read this. Somebody's filing a lawsuit about this.
Wow.
The team, I forgot if it was for the Giants or one of them, that they were suing about that name, about the fact that they're called New York teams and they're not.
You really think about this as far as, to me, going to Indiana, what's the difference? Than 2 New York teams playing in New Jersey. What's the difference? None. So it's
are they going to for the Chicago Bears?
And the thing about this too, one thing I'm going to throw a little curveball. College kids with NIL, you're going to go play in California and get half your money taken.
I know.
Alabama.
Well, I was talking to somebody.
I'm going to play in Indiana before I play in. I'm going to have Indiana. My salary be in Indiana rather than would be in Illinois.
Play in Texas.
When Andy Pettit left the Yankees, he went to Houston, and I can't remember if he said it or somebody said it. The money he was getting, he had better offers, but being paid in Texas with what was no state income tax. So he was actually one of the better financial deals was going to play and get out of New York.
Yeah. Oh, that's like down here in South Carolina. Joe Moglia, who saved TD Ameritrade, just stole it for like $28 billion, something like that. Some ridiculous figure. He's multi. He's a billionaire, not a man. He's a billionaire. His name starts with a B. He was the head coach of Coastal Carolina for 8-10 years. I got to spend 2 years with him. And he told me, he goes, retire in South Carolina because no income tax, no state tax. You know, got to pay your federal. And that's it. You know, and so I get it. Trust me, I get it.
New Jersey this time next year.
Who was what?
I'm retired. It's my last year up here.
Where'd you retire? Where are you living?
I live in Brick. I'm from Long Branch, New Jersey, both on the Jersey Shore.
Okay.
I've been in here my whole life except for my time at school and playing ball. But this is it. Next year. It's my last school year. I'm done. I'm out of here.
There you go. Yeah, it's even that crazy thing. If you play, let's say you're in Seattle, or what was it crazy?
That's what I was getting ready to say. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. You talked about the quarter. Yeah,
tax.
Tax for playing away.
He lost money. He lost money by playing and winning the MVP.
Rick,
here's something funny because I went through this. So I was able to get a workman's comp settlement for my injuries playing baseball. Okay, so I sued the California Angels, and it's we were talking before about injuries. You know, the football players and hockey players. My attorney was one of the first guys that started that business where they started going after professional sports teams for the wear and tear injuries of their athletes, especially the brain. Now the brain injuries is their big thing. Mine was my hip. So anyway, so this wear and tear, you know, it's a lot of these teams, these guys are looking into this stuff though. Well, right, Elway, you got to talk about Johnny Elway. By the way, he was a second-round pick of the Yankees. He was
great baseball player.
$140,000 bonus was pretty good.
Yeah, great baseball player.
You know who else was a good pick?
Here's what. So a friend of mine never played for a California team. However, he signed his contract in California, because that's where he was playing with the Brewers at the time. I think Brewers were Stockton. So they met somewhere, and he was coming from Independent. He signed in California, pitched with the Brewers. So I asked my attorney about who qualifies. He goes, even if you signed your contract in California, you're eligible for this.
Unreal.
Called him up. He qualified. He got a settlement as well. But going back to John Elway, so this whole thing came to an end. What was happening was, like you said, John, these people were getting hurt playing against the Raiders at the Coliseum. They got injured. They got the documents, the concussion. They blew their ACL, whatever. It affected their career. They're going back and they were suing the state of California for the injury they sustained playing in that one Raiders game.
Oh, jeez.
Or you can say, well, you know, all the times I played in California and I was playing for this, and it's any sport. But it's insane. But yeah, so yeah, they get taxed wherever where they're at.
Oh, when you look at where Southern California.
Hold on, hey, the Cowboys are going to be last place this year.
That's a lie. See, there you go. There you go. No, got that done, man. Hey, listen, fellas, I'm gonna be honest with you. If y'all traveling this year,
tell us about this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's happening? Like, coach doesn't know this, right? Going to away games suck. Okay, they absolutely suck, man. Because when I did it, Key's rookie his freshman year, man, I almost killed my wife going to Syracuse. Okay, I really did. Coach Elmo, you know this like I ain't, man. Syracuse
was it like vacation?
Is
Was it
No,
like
let me tell you.
No,
Thank God
no.
for the view. When I coached here, we always said, thank God for the dome.
Yeah,
Because
but oh God, listen, this is what happened, Coach. So you fly into Syracuse. Syracuse, I don't know how they recruit anybody at Syracuse.
I don't
It
either.
is an absolute, hey man,
the
it's
dome.
a dump. It's a dump, man. It's nothing to do, man. And so you get there to the airport. So we got a rental car. We drove to the hotel. We're all there at the hotel. And then when you get ready to go to the games, you got to drive there and then you park.
There's
and
no
they don't
parking.
There's no parking. So I took my wife to this. We went to this one spot and parked. And so we think we kind of close.
Oops.
So, oops. So we're walking, right? And I'm talking about we're walking. And my wife's like, ooh. I'm like, yeah, baby, let's go ahead and rest a little bit. And then you don't know, in the past, what they used to do is you had to go physically pick up your ticket, right? For the away game, right? Well, now they electronically send it to you where you can go in and check in and you can walk inside and you can go in at any door. Because it used to be you had to go through one specific door if you were, the away team. And
Will call.
Yeah, will call. Yeah. And so you go do that. So now they digitally send. I just found out a few minutes ago they digitally send it to you. So which is great now. But what they're doing now is they're trying to get a charter bus from where the team is playing, and it takes you to the venue. You sit there, you get let off by the bus, and then you can go straight in. And I think that's just the best thing ever.
I like that. Yeah,
man, that is great. So
listen, you know what? I don't games. When people say, "Hey, would you go to a game?" If you got a parking pass for me, I may think about it.
Absolutely.
I don't care about the tickets.
Exactly.
The parking pass.
The parking bus. And so I think with the charter bus, we found out. I called up, found a charter bus company, and we're going to charter a bus.
That's cool.
To Clemson. We're going to charter a bus to SMU. We're going to try to get one to Cal. We're going to get. We definitely have to get one for Miami. But the thing about it, we're not affiliated with the school. The school's not doing anything about it. It's kind of like just a group of parents, and we're going to talk to them and get them on. But it's like a 60 passenger charter bus.
That's awesome.
And you go to the team hotel, you get on there, you ride to the venue, go to the game, get your let off. The bus, you get off, and then the bus will stay there to like 8:30, like the 7:00 game against SMU. We say, hey, we need the bus here. Get back on like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then it drives you back to the team, the hotel where the team is.
You can nap.
Already got,
you can nap. You can take it.
You can do all that, but it gives us also a place where we can kind of tailgate, which is good too, because if you bring a chair, you can sit out there with the family and be able to do it. So I just think it's a good deal that they're putting together now for the families for the away games. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, and so that's what they're doing. And I think the charter bus is going to cost us about $2,200, but 60 people, $2,200. Come on, man, that's nothing. It's worth every penny, Coach.
Trust me.
Every penny.
I know.
So I'm looking forward to it. Even though I'm going to Clemson, I'm going to SMU, and I'm going to Miami.
Those three good spots.
Yeah. I'm not going to Cal.
You're gonna love SMU. You're gonna love SMU. We played there, Radford. We just played there this past year.
Yeah.
It is. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get a chance to double up, but the Cowboys are playing the Colts.
Oh,
the Colts, so they're playing the Colts in Indianapolis. So
Indianapolis.
Yeah. I thought I was going to get a chance to double up. Yeah, the kid tried to last year. One of the Christmas gifts. He was like, "Hey, I got you tickets to the Cowboys game when they play the Eagles." I mean, we wasn't going to the playoffs. I wasn't. Hey, man, keep that money. I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Give me something else better. But that was one of the gifts he was going to give me and my wife. I was like, I'm not doing that one. My
daughters are trying to talk me into doing the Packers Cowboys at Green Bay.
Yes.
Yes. Because we're Packer owners.
You got to do it.
Yeah, you got to do that, man. Come on. Man, you're already there, man. Go ahead.
I've done Green Bay about 5 or 6 times. And I say this, no matter who you're a fan of, it's like Notre Dame.
Yeah,
you got to go to Green Bay and go see that Hall of Fame and all that, because it's just neat. And the stadium is right in the middle of a neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got all these middle class houses in this subdivision, and then the stadium's right in the damn middle of it.
Hey man, that you can't beat it. I took my kids. Yeah, go ahead, Coach.
We were in a guy I went with one year. We went to Fuzzy Thurston's bar. Coach, you remember Fuzzy Thurston?
Fuzzy Thurston, yeah.
And he had a bar, and I mean, he did it up, and you could go talk to him and everything, and it was his bar and this and that. And we called a cab to take us back to our hotel. Well, there was a guy sitting in the front seat of the cab while we were going back, and they were taking him first, and we're in those neighborhoods that are right around the stadium and everything, and they're going to drop him off. And we were talking, and he said, yeah, he's a photographer, professional photographer and everything.
Wow.
And he gives me his card, and I look at it, and his name was Dan Kramer. And they dropped him off. He said, yeah, this is a house I grew up in. I said,
Kramer?
By any chance you wouldn't have to be Jerry Kramer's son? And he goes, yes.
Oh, man. No, that's cool. That's cool.
Walked in, Bart Starr. You walk around, there was Bart Starr. It was just that was so different.
Yeah, gosh, I'd have fanned out for real on that one. Jesus. Wow.
That was the last NFL game I saw, Coach Mabry. I saw your Packers and my Broncos in Denver the Super Bowl year, 10 years ago.
Ooh.
Wouldn't you like to have been that one in that Monday night game in the 80s when
the snow game, down? The 2 turnovers right off the bat? Yeah, the 2 fumbles. Yeah. But I went out there. A friend of mine was living in Denver, and it was the week before college basketball season started. Packers and Broncos were 6-0. And he goes, hey, man, I got an extra ticket or 2. You want to come out here? I goes, you got a place to stay? And I had frequent flyer miles, and I wasn't dating anyone seriously at the time. I went, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Well, yeah.
So I got out there on Saturday, and it was awesome. And then, of course, beat the hell out of Aaron Rodgers, and I think it was 29-10, something like that. Yeah, it was great.
When Juan Thornhill, kid I coached at Alta Vista, when he got drafted by the Chiefs and everything, his rookie year, they had a Sunday night game with the Packers, and we went. My oldest daughter and I flew out to Kansas City and went to that game. Wow. And we went down on the field and everything and talked to him before the game and all that mess. And
that was
saw
cool.
all the Sunday night crew and all that, and that was pretty cool. And Juan almost had an interception that game, but playing against Aaron Rodgers and all that, and then he gets to play against Tom Brady in a Super Bowl and win 2 Super Bowls and all that. So
great.
Pretty good for a kid that came from a high school of about 300.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm telling you what I want to see happen. I just want to see the mountain go crazy. The dream scenario for me is 4-0, 5-0, Pittsburgh on a Friday night in Lane. And I'm talking about, I want it to be a madhouse.
Could be. And that could happen. Right? I looked at that. Right?
Let's should be undefeated going into that game.
Pitt's got 4 games at home. All 4 of their first games are at home.
The madhouse would be all at Morris's tailgate before it even started.
True. That's gonna be like I said. My thing is, y'all just pray for me because I'm riding a scooter around Chicken Hill. If y'all see me, if I'm in the street, just pick me up because just pick your guy up if I fall off the scooter out there. And Yeah, man. That's what I want, man. That's what I want. That's
Rick,
what I came. That's what I came here for. I just want to see. I just want to see him win again. I just
Rick,
want to see him
where's
win again.
Morris's tailgate?
I think it's going to be where Hokey Bob is. By the way, Coach Elmo, he's trying to organize now a BDST type of tailgate where tailgates are going to join. And he goes, you got to tell Coach Elmo we can get him there to that game on a Friday night.
Yeah,
looks
man.
Like I said, I don't games. I went to the one game at Tech because they had the reunion of the '86 team, and I went to Wisconsin last year because I went to the Rose Bowl teams. Other than that, I going to 2 football games. It's work for me. I can't really enjoy it.
I understand.
Parking, traffic.
Yeah, but at least with the Rose Bowl, when going back to Wisconsin with the Rose Bowl Union, they take care of you. Your tickets, everything was combined. Same thing in Virginia Tech. Got parking pass, not a problem. But to go to a game, I've had a chance to go to Super Bowls. I ain't going. I said no, thank you. And I went to one professional game to watch a defensive back I had at Nebraska playing for the Bears. I was coaching at Purdue, and he wanted me to come up and watch him. And I said, all right, I'll come up. Give me 2 tickets and a parking pass. I'll be there. That's it.
Coach,
I don't.
Hey, Coach, listen, Coach, I got your ticket. Come on. If we're 5-0,
5-0,
you got to come see us play Pitt. No guy I like beating more than Narduzzi. Man, no guy I like beating more than Narduzzi.
He likes him some Narduzzi, doesn't he? Narduzzi.
Oh gosh,
that's one of those teams in the ACC right now. Even when I was at Syracuse and they were in the Big East, Pittsburgh was good year or bad year. It's Pittsburgh, and it's going to be a physical game. That the certain programs, there's a mystique about them. There's that tradition about them that they will carry with them.
Listen, that will tell you that Tech is turning because you're going to come off. You're gonna come off being okay. You get a scrimmage the first game. Let's just call it the scrimmage. The first game's a scrimmage. This how I feel, Rick. I feel that you shouldn't. You can't go defensively if you've given up more than 24 points by the time you go to Maryland. They may run Brent out the building, and Brent is my guy because
I know
VMI shouldn't score. He should unleash hell on ODU because he got him fired.
You would think.
He got him fired, and then you go to Maryland, and that's going to be a big game. You go to Maryland, you win that one. Oh, there you go. There go to God right there.
Sorry, D-Vic, I didn't see you, man. No, cooking with grease with all these guys here.
Hey, man, this guy right here, this is my hero right here, man. Of all the people I've been wanting to meet and sit at and hug this dude's neck, this is my guy. And me and Dwight have been rocking for about 2 years, man. People say, "Oh, who'd you meet?" I'm like, hey, I tell my friends, I know Dwight Vick, man. Like, Dwight Vick. I say, yeah, Dwight Vick.
Yeah, Dwight
Vick. And
this
so
this is Hokie royalty right here.
That's Hokie royalty, man. I'm gonna tell y'all this quick story about Dwight, right? So when they did the run it back stuff, right? And I was like, yo, man, they ain't did my kid yet. I'm like, shoot, I done recruited for there and this, that, and the third. Dwight said, hey, man, don't take it personal. He said, ain't nobody brought more people to take than me. And I sat there on the phone. I was like, hey, I got humbled so quick. And he didn't even do it as a shot to me to say, who do you think you are? He said, hey, Chris, man, ain't nobody recruited more people to tech than me. I said, damn, you're right. You're right. That's why my motto is we still suck. Dwight says it's on a regular time.
I told Frank Beamer when I did ACC Media Day, I did ACC Media. I was doing Radio Row, and I told him, I said, hey, Coach, when am I gonna get my little mini statue? I brought you 2 Vicks.
Come on.
I brought you Greg Stroman, Tim Settle, Lee Suggs,
Come on.
Tyrone Stiff, Ron
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm the closer.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Hey, just put just right beside him a little mini one. You know, I mean, it'll be big enough because you're a big guy, but just a little mini one. You know, that guy right there.
I tell you what. Last week I came on as Bud Foster was leaving, and Bud gave me
that was great.
I had to post it. It was for his birthday. So as long as guys like Bud or other coaches recognize my influence and my value to the program, even though I haven't played in 30 years, it's cool. I mean, I just like getting mentioned with the guys. I just saw the other day, Jim Pine has got a podcast. He's a legend to me. Jim Pine, I think, gave up his whole career, half a sack. I don't even know if that was his fault. I mean, he talked about a 4-year starter, a legend. So I just try to make sure that the new age Tech fans remember the older guys, because what we have now is based on what they did, including the coaches that sacrificed. Because sometimes fans have short memories. And they focus on the here and now. They forget of what started. But you, Chris, you and the Coach Almation were having a conversation about Pitt. Can you finish that? I was listening about Pitt and Narduzzi.
My thing. Okay, my interactions with Narduzzi was brief, because let me give you background. Narduzzi is from Youngstown, and my wife is from Youngstown, Ohio. So that's where his family's from. So when we were doing all our recruiting and stuff, I would do a lot of talking. My wife would just check out the vibes. And I asked Narduzzi about NIL, right? And he's still the same way to this day. He hates it. He absolutely hates it. And at that time, that's when Jordan Addison was up there, Biletnikoff winner, and he left Pitt. Okay, if y'all remember, he left Pitt to go out to USC. And he was like, well, that was the worst thing that ever happened to him, for him to get money and things of that nature. And he hated it because he felt like Jordan Addison should have stayed faithful to the program and stay at Pitt. And he didn't look at it how Jordan Addison looked at it, because Jordan Addison was leaving because Kenny Pickett had gone, and he needed one more good year to get to the league. And he stayed. He may not have been a first-round draft pick playing at Pitt that year because he won the Biletnikoff his sophomore year. And had he had another bad year, Coach, he would have fell in the draft. The best thing for him to do was to go play with his high school buddy, which was Caleb Williams, and go out to Southern Cal. But he hated the NIL. So my wife was looking at him like, I know him. I know how his family operates. We ain't coming back up here. And
really?
Dude, we went, and I love Coach Underwood. He was a really good wide receiver coach. But when you go to Pitt, man, you don't realize how many great players they put in the league.
Oh, I do.
I know you do. But you think about Pitt has put, they put Hugh Green, Spitz, a kid named Antonio Bryan who went to the Cowboys and threw his jersey in Parcells' face, Shady McCoy. I mean, they put out some guys.
Curtis Martin.
Curtis Martin. They put it up on the wall.
Danny Marino.
Man, dude.
Let me tell you. Hey, listen.
Go ahead.
Playing at Pitt in the 90s. It's tough now, but in the 90s, people talk about Virginia Tech and the House of Horrors at Syracuse. People do not understand beating Pitt at Pitt then and now, especially back then, was not.
Beating them at
They were very tough and they were very physical. They've always been a program that you had to go beat, and I feel like Narduzzi. I interviewed him at ACC Media Day. He's a very intense guy. He's passionate. He loves him. He loves himself, but at the same time, he's the kind of guy. But he's the kind of guy you would like to play for if you're intense. Like I understand him, but I mean, Pitt's one of those programs I like when they're good, because I think it helps the perception of the ACC.
True,
I think, because they have a tough task because they're in a pro sports town and they're playing in NFL stadiums like Miami. So when you play in those stadiums, if you don't get a good crowd, football is a game of emotion. And if you don't have a good crowd, it doesn't show well.
True. Yeah.
Coach Elmo, do you know Coach Narduzzi at all? The defensive guys kind of cross streams,
No. I mean, I remember when he was at Miami of Ohio, I was at Marshall, coached against him. And then they went to Michigan State.
Okay.
Monio did a great job, and he's done a great job. He's kept his job, and he's won games, won more than he's lost.
Yep.
He had good players, lost some good players to the portal. He plays. The type of defense he plays is very unique. Your corners have to be very gifted, very talented.
Yep.
He's going to have 8 people around that football in a split safety look, and basically it's zero blitz coverage, no help. There's no help for the corners, no help, and it's going to be a 4-man rush. Now he's changed up quite a bit, giving them some leeway, but there came a point in time if you could ever throw the fade route, be consistent with it. You're going to beat him, but that's if he's going to lose the game, if that's how he's going to lose the game, throw the fade. Go ahead. All right. So they can keep.
I just checked. They're number 15 out of 17 in their portal class.
Yeah, he knows what it takes to have a good football. They will have a good defense. They will have I think he still calls the defenses, I think, but they will have a good. And by the way, White, Jim Pine's son's a quarterback, and he's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him on film. He was on Greg Roberts Live, because they were talking about him potentially being the AD. And he was on Greg Roberts Live, about a month ago, for whatever reasons, he gave his number out because was doing something, whatever he was doing. He gave his cell number. So I texted him. I said, hey, Coach El Mason, just great to hear from you. I said, and I asked him about his son. And I went and looked at him on Huddle and watched him a little bit. He's a talented kid. He's a talented kid.
Yeah, Jim Pine, man. He just interviewed Harbaugh, the Giants head coach, on this new podcast he started. And
I'm doing the podcast.
Yeah. I love Jim Pine. I didn't get a chance. When I came in, he was leaving, but he's one of those guys. Tech fans talk about Jake Grove and Todd Washington and Bill Connolly. When we talk about one of the best linemen in Virginia Tech history, Jim Pine has to be at the top of your list, or at least in the top 3. I mean, he just, he played in the NFL. He just was smart. He made it easy for Maurice Shishazo. He was so strong. He had that look, man. He looked like he was 58 years old when he was in high school. He got that little Charlie.
And that Rick Watson look. Yeah, that Rick Watson look.
But going back to Pitt, man, I think that was a great point, Chris, you made when you and Coach Al Mason were talking. I think that's a game. If Tech, Tech is kind of on the right track. I mean, Maryland's going to be a great one, but Pitt's a conference game.
Right.
You go to is Pitt at home?
No. We play. They play them. Yeah, they play us. Yeah, they got those first 4 games. Like Rick said, they play 4 home games, and then their first road game is coming to Lane. And like I said, if you'll see that we no longer suck by playing them and beating them, because you got that kind of quote unquote trap game that you go to Boston College. And if you can come out of that stretch 4-0 and then go and beat Pitt and be 5-0, that's going to put the folks who the purse strings, people are going to be like, okay, we're making a definite change. We're trending in the right.
Yeah, and Virginia Tech. When you mentioned Boston College, again, a team historically used to be really tough. They've fallen on hard times, but I would tell you, you go to Chestnut Hill, if that game is at noon on the A&W network, whatever. Because that's the kind of game, if you go in there sleepwalking, you will find yourself down 16 to nothing, because Boston College is not a great program right now, but that's the kind of team, when you go in there, it's a 1 o'clock kickoff, 12 o'clock, and they're doing all those damn Bojangle commercials, and you don't feel like playing. You know, you got to wake yourself up.
You got to wake yourself up.
You got to go in there, and you got to kick their ass. You got to block a punt, get a tip, pick six, get a touchdown down from the 10-yard in, get up 21-3, and BC will fold. You mess around and you're going back and forth with them. The little people, the fans that will be there, they'll get behind. I've been there, man. The red BC is a tough place to play, because if they're winning and that crowd's behind them, it's not a huge stadium, but they're right on top of you.
But it's going to be sold out. It's family weekend.
Oh, see.
Oh, shit. And if they throw them, they throw them red bandanas. I'm telling you, that's going.
But that's a game. Respectfully, Franklin. That's, to me, and Almation knows this, and so does Coach David. When you talk about coaching, getting your team ready to play, I always look at when they take care of inferior opponents. When you go on the road and you have that mental, it's a business trip.
Right.
When you get on the road, I'm not here to see you dance and warm us. We're going to kick their ass and get back on the plane and get back to Virginia.
And get back home. Yeah.
We're not here to play. If you go on that and you're messing around, see, I look at the small things when it comes to coaching. Is your team prepared? Are they dropping punts, muffin punts? Are they missing blocks and tackles? Those are the games you get to BC. It probably will be a noon kickoff on some channel that you got to hunt for, because nobody else is going to want
ACCNX.
Yeah.
You got to go in there. Jeffrey Overton Jr. and Hawkins have to get off. You got to win that game. You got to win that game.
That's 2 road games back to back. You're gonna play Maryland. You come up and it's so many things that Franklin can get you off the snide this year. You get that Power 4 win outside the conference. You get that, and you go to BC, bust them in their mouth, and then you can start. I might be able to get Dwight. If we go and beat Boston College like I expect, I might get my gift. I can get Dwight Vick back in Lane Stadium. That's all I want, man. I want Dwight Vick back in Lane Stadium cheering for the only team he really loves, and that's what I'm hoping for.
I think what's crazy, if you don't count the spring game. Oh my God, I might not have been back. I think the last time I was there, this is kind of embarrassing, might have been the comeback win over UVA when Bucky Hodges caught the winning touchdown.
Bucky Hodges.
That's criminal. That's
criminal.
I
mean, I'm trying to make sure. I think I might have been to some road games, but you got to remember, my children, my son and my daughters are athletes.
Right.
So, I was coaching as well. But I think it might have been, it was a UVA night game, Black Friday, I believe. And the receivers were Isaiah Ford, Bucky Hodges, and Cam Phillips.
Yeah.
And to Almation's
legends.
To Almation's point, those are the guys that when Narduzzi does that man with zero health, that year, Gerard Evans was just throwing up those fade routes left and right. Because Narduzzi was like, we're not going to get out of man. We're not going to get out of man. So, yeah.
Hey, Dwight, let me ask you a question. Did Virginia Tech, Chris, maybe you can answer this. Did they do anything with former players coming back? And, like I said, 5 years ago, they did the 86 Peach Bowl team reunion. That was really kind of cool. But not only just reunion, but are there a lot of former players? What do they do for the former players up there? Do they make a big deal out of it? And we're comfortable going?
It is now. It's so funny you said this. You asked that question, Coach. That was a big point of contention with a lot of us. I actually led the way on that along with a few other guys because somewhere along the way, God bless his soul, when Jim Weaver was sick and on his way out and Beamer was on his way out, they really dropped the ball with connecting with the former. It was a really big deal, and it was bad. It had gotten bad, and I'm not afraid to say this. I've said this. People know. And it got worse because when Fuente got there, he didn't give a damn. He didn't want to talk to us. He didn't even want. He didn't even care. He just didn't. He felt like that was not his problem, and it just was really bad. And then they tried to have like a board led by Chad Beasley and Kevin Jones. Kevin Jones was working alongside Whit Babcock. So you had the transitioning of the old regime with Beamer retiring and Jim Weaver passing. And then you had all these new guys in Merriman. You had Whit and you had Fuente. Whit had no connection with us, and Fuente didn't want to have a connection with us. So it got worse. They assigned Kevin Jones. I had a lot of conversations with him, but they just couldn't get traction. I mean, you're talking about, people say, well, the fans would say, what were y'all asking? The guys from Dooley's era and Beamer's era were asking just for a patch of grass, a place in the outskirts of Lane Stadium to tailgate and have access to go into Merriman and be around the practices and be around the program like you see at Miami and other prominent programs. And they wouldn't give us the access. Yeah, DJ Parker, the great safety that had a great career at Tech from Phoebus High School, he got shunned. Derek Smith was there with his two daughters. He's an assistant coach here in Loudoun County. He went there and he wrote a letter to the Collegiate Times about how he was embarrassed, how they would not let him come into the new indoor facility. They wouldn't even let him walk. This is a guy that was drafted in the 5th round by the Redskins and started at left tackle, one of the best linemen in Virginia Tech history. So he went on Tech. And of course, me, not shy of any controversy, having my voice, I tweeted, you can't say this is home, but won't even give us the key to the back door. So at that time when I tweeted that, I have a lot of followers, and it got a lot of attention, along with Derek's letter to the Collegiate Times. I got a call from my good friend, Bud Foster. He wasn't happy. He was like, Dwight, I love you, Dwight, but you can't tweet stuff like that. And I was like, Coach, it's the truth. And to be fair to Coach Foster, he's worried about winning games, but there was a big discrepancy between what they thought was acceptable versus what we were getting. And I'm talking about guys like Von Hebron, Jim Druckenmiller, some of the best of all time were not really being welcomed back. Yeah. And then one thing Pry did, Pry and his administration, and when they came in, I give a lot of respect to Coach Pry and the staff he brought in. They really made it a priority to get us back. So now there's a listserv, there's events going on. We can watch practices. We can get access to the sideline, because my feedback to Foster and to any program, especially Virginia Tech, when you look at whatever sports you cover or you're part of, if you don't have the guys that help build that thing around and having some input, then the bottom line is you're going to fall, because you don't know what it takes. You don't know. You have to keep it. One thing I like when I see it, as much as I hate the Miami Hurricanes, they do a great job of keeping the old connected to the new. Yep. And Tech has gotten back to that, not just with their former players on their staff, but they have a lot of guys now that come back and speak. Franklin's doing a great job of having guys come back. He's making the effort. So, you know, a lot of the fans, they hit me up. They were like, well, Dwight, what are you expecting? Hotel rooms and tickets? And I said, no, just respect. I don't need you. Listen, I'm very blessed. I don't need you to kiss my ass. I just need you to understand that when we come back, is there a section? Is there a systematic approach for how we can get tickets? Because guess what? Many of former players are high school coaches like Lauren Johnson. Why would you not want guys that played there to be connected to your program? Because Highland Springs is arguably one of the best programs in the state, and you want Tech to still be welcomed in Highland Springs. But Fuente really messed it up because he didn't even recruit guys that wanted to be Hokies. Kevon Wallace wore number 12 that played at Clemson. He was waiting for his Tech offer. He wore number 12 because of Lauren Johnson. Tech never offered until late. And then you look at Greg Dortch, who's still in the NFL now, who played at Highland Springs along with him. His only offer was Wake Forest and some other mid-majors. Tech, I was at the game when they beat Indian River. Fuente's in the end zone as Greg Dortch scores a punt return to beat Indian River to go to the state championship. Fuente didn't offer. And I did a podcast talking about the importance of pipelines in the state that were damaged because Tech was doing the bullshit hashtag Texas to Virginia mess, and we weren't even recruiting in-state guys. And then you're not even welcoming back the players. The final straw was when the 99 team was honored. And Fuente, after the worst home loss since 1992 against Duke at home, didn't even walk over there to talk to, guess who? My blood, Mike Vick and those guys. So this is the mess that was created. Now it's gotten much better. And I can go on and on. I'm sorry, Rick. I'm just,
this is what it's all about. No, this is great.
Right, you know why I brought it up? I'm going to UVA this Saturday.
Yeah.
And I get constant emails from the football office inviting that they send out invites.
Mm-hmm.
Not one time have I heard anything from Virginia Tech. Now, when Brent was there, I didn't have to. When JC was there, I didn't have to. Or when Bud was still coaching, I could go to the practice, or I walk in the damn building, But
that needs to change. I'm about to say so. I'm gonna text Coach Paul because you need to get royalty. I mean, and it could be just one of those things, Coach. Not to speak on behalf of Franklin, but it could be one of those things that's lost in translation because.
I'll tell you what. The thing about where UVA, like this weekend, what they're doing, they're having a scrimmage at 11 o'clock Saturday. Then at 1:45 to 3:30, they're going to have a barbecue for former players.
Nice. Oh, they do that at Virginia Tech.
They do that.
Now, they do that at Virginia Tech. They got.
They do.
They got the lineman. They got the lineman that played there. I forgot his name. He texted us. We're on the whole chance. A bunch of us. They're doing. I think they're doing something Monday. They do. Listen, I'm critical, but I always give credit. They're doing.
I'm glad to hear that.
They're doing a phenomenal job now. They're doing a much better job. But I will say when those newcomers came into Southwest Virginia, it was almost like that scene in Casino when that sheriff told Robert De Niro. He told Robert De Niro, he said,
you think you've been here.
You're just
you're visitors. You're visitors here. We allow you to be here. You come from out there. You think you're visitors here. We let you be here because we allow it. There you go.
Yep.
One thing, I'll let you go, but one thing that Virginia, I'm not bragging on them, but, when I go up there, I'm not saying this is what Virginia Tech needs to do or should do. That's not fair to anybody. But, Sean Moore is a part of in the athletic department. Chris Slade's on the staff.
Yeah.
And so that George Welsh connection, I'll tell you, when I went up there one spring, I went up there for the spring. I couldn't believe all of Terry Kirby, Slade, all the George Welsh guys.
Yeah.
They're all back there.
Yeah.
They're all back
They
there.
have Cam Phillips on the staff, and they have Jared Ferguson, Anthony Midget, Midget. So Tech is doing both UVA and Tech. I will say under Pry and under Franklin, but definitely under Pry when he was there, and he's still there now. Have done a great job of retaining the former guys that were there under Beamer and even Fuente, especially the Beamer guys. UVA has done a great job too with Tony Elliott. Actually, I know Rick knows this and Chris knows this. My nephew, who's a high 3-star, is committed to UVA. He had 17, 18 D1 offers, and he's going there in January.
Yep.
He's a senior at Bethel, and he plays like 6 positions.
I'm still working on that one.
I'm
still working on that one.
I'm still working on that one. I got killed on Twitter because when I posted it, everyone was like, wait a minute. what the hell? And of course, the media ran with it, saying Michael Vick's cousin and Dwight Vick's nephew shunned Tech for Wahoos. I'm like, look, anything for a narrative, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He didn't shun Tech. When UVA was recruiting him, we were getting our pumpkin taken by Vanderbilt.
Right. Absolutely. Hey, it wasn't nothing. It was nothing you could. It was nothing I could say like, "Hey, man," but man, we was getting our face kicked in. Shoot, I was sitting there like, You know, I'm looking around like, man, I don't even know. But what Dwight is saying is true, Coach. And I'll definitely reach out to Coach Prime myself. Say, hey man, y'all ain't had Elmo up in there, man.
Yeah, Coach Elmo there.
Yeah. We gotta get Elmo in there, man.
Now, Coach Prime, I'll tell you, when I had gone up there, because I usually try to go up there when I do the Greg Roberts show, so I know what I'm talking about in terms of evaluating their talents and things. But Brent treated me great. No, I was treated great. I was just wondering, you know, I'm just telling you what UVA has done because I hear from them.
Yeah,
they've done a good job of networking to the former players, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, they are now. Yeah.
Good.
But I will say, and Rick, I think you and Almation and Coach, y'all had to talk about in one segment. The one thing I don't, and my nephew has talked about this, the one thing I find interesting is UVA had their best season in school history, and it's like nobody cares.
No, the fan base.
It's the weirdest thing. They don't get no
white.
I mean,
it's not changed. It hasn't changed. Even when I was coaching there, we got knocked. We took second place in the ACC, beat NC State 31-0. Then third place. The first, second teams are the only two slots the ACC got for bowl bids back in the 90s, where there weren't that many around, 35 of them, whatever. They took NC State over us. We were second. We beat them in Raleigh 31-0 because they would travel and we wouldn't travel. That has not changed. And it's not going to change for whatever reasons. It's not going to change.
That's so weird to me, man. Because basketball, baseball, lacrosse, UVA shows up. Football, it's like,
I've said this to Rick. I told Rick, I said it's so bad at UVA. I could get in, maybe a couple special team snaps. They'll soon, because there's nobody. I went there one time before, and it was just empty, man. And this is when they had Chris Long. They had the Long brothers playing up there. I went up there and watched the game, and they just don't love it, man. And I don't understand it that they don't love it.
Who they beat last year, and the kids all stormed the field.
Florida State.
Somebody I know from down there said that apparently when this was getting close, it looked like this was happening. They said there were students that were leaving people were leaving town and the frat parties just to get there for the end to go storm the field and get on TV. They weren't even at the field.
That's weird, man.
They were so well getting drunk.
But even
Rick's story about going there when he was UCLA, when Rick told the story about him and his friends got there.
Brent Hunt
got great seats. Yeah. UCLA was ranked in the top 10 that year.
Yeah. 40-yard line. 40-yard line about a little past halfway up. I'm like, really?
Yeah. Man. I mean,
it's always been
when I was a kid, man, Tech, they were, I'm talking about like in the early 90s, late 80s, when I was a youngin', that was my first choice. I mean, I had offers from Florida and other schools, but I loved the UVA at the time because Sean Moore, Herman Moore, Terry Kirby, Chris Slade, they were number one in there. Matter of fact, when I'm at Hampton High School, Aaron Mundy, who was a two-sport star, along with Brian Gerzak, a linebacker, they were there. So they had a lock on the Tidewater area. And then that year, they folded down the stretch and got blasted at Virginia Tech in 1990. And they went to their bowl. They still went to the Sugar Bowl and played Tennessee because back then you got your bowl bid early. Mm-hmm. And they played Tennessee. Oh, yeah, you know all about I remember, man, like Terry Kirby, more. I mean, it was so exciting to watch. But I gotta give Beamer credit because to me, I remember UVA had a lock on the state back then.
Yeah, he did.
And we weren't even looking. I thought VT stood for Vermont. We weren't. we weren't even looking.
I got to run, but Dwight, I'm going to tell you what changed everything. When it's still all said and done, if you're haven't coached at both schools and experienced both schools, but I will tell you this right now: if you're a UVA fan, you don't, unless you're playing them, don't ever wish Tech ill will. The best you want to keep these kids in the state. When Virginia plays Virginia Tech, it's got to mean something.
It's got to mean something.
Damn cup. Okay, it's got to have national ramifications. Okay, because when Michigan plays Ohio State, when Auburn would play Alabama, Oklahoma would play Texas. Why is that game important? Because it has a national ramification. Okay, and the first time. Think about this, Dwight. I'm gonna let you go. I gotta go. I gotta get up early. Rick,
you gotta be. Yeah, I guess I need to go too.
But here's my point now. In 1993, when we turned the program around, Virginia Tech, that's the very first time that both schools were ranked in the top 25 and played each other. First time. And guess what happened after that year? We signed Ken Oxendine. Okay, I signed him, Ken Oxendine. He's top 5. And the Barbers. And next thing you know, Carolina couldn't come in the state and get any kids. They couldn't do it. Locked down. Penn State, they could come in and get 1 or 2, 1 maybe. Ohio State, Notre Dame. But Carolina, hey, I was at Wisconsin. We're going to the Rose Bowl. We got Ron Dane. I come down and recruit Lee Suggs. And he visited. He visited Wisconsin. I had no chance. He is going to Virginia Tech. And
you're 100% right.
Now, prior in the 80s, Lee Suggs would have not gone to Virginia Tech.
Wow.
He'd have gone to Michigan.
I think that's I think that's the one thing, and me and Dwight have talked about this several times. I think that's of all the things that, because we really rooted for Coach Fry, that was the one thing that he did better than anything else to repair the pipeline, the in-state recruiting. That was now everything else. You know, we got some different things going on with that. But that right there.
You know what? You really look at it. There's going to be what Frank Beamer did for Virginia Tech. The same thing Jim Pry did. Now, just what happens, it was losing games and the debacle. You talk about the bridge between Fuente, or where Brent is, and to Coach Franklin. That's the bridge right there. That did not shock me when he retained him. It didn't shock me. You know. I mean,
but I'll say this before you jump off it, because I'm jumping off too, Rick. I got to be on in the morning. I just wanted to come.
That's right. You're on in the morning.
I'm on the morning, but I'll just say Coach Almation is 100% right. I was talking to some guys on Twitter in a Twitter space, and they were like, "Oh, were you part of the streak against UVA?" And I said, "No, I went 2-2." They were like, "What?" I said, I told the young guys, let me remind y'all of something. When I played in that rivalry game, we were all ranked every year. And on top of it, what made that so great is we had Maurice Cesazo, then Al Clark, even though Al Clark's a DC guy. We had Jim Druckenmiller. They had Aaron Brooks, who I played against 4 years in high school. So when you played across from you, I went against Patrick Kearney, Dingle, Wally Rayner. I played against Anthony Poindexter, one of the best safeties. So you're talking about household names that were from the state of Virginia. So the in-state newspapers, there were so many articles about the players on both sides, and it made the rivalry so intense because I'm going against guys from my district and my region. I've been going against since I was 13, 14, 15 years of age. And then on top of it, George Wells, they were coached up. Frank Beamer had us coached up.
Yep.
So you're talking about talent, NFL talent on both sides. When you're talking about two top 20 teams that started in 1993, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98.
Yep.
And then when George Wells left, very similar to what happened at Tech, UVA didn't have a really good contingency plan on how to replace him. And that's why they took so long to kind of get back. And even now, you know, the question I have for them, you know, we know about Tech's questions. The questions I have, who I like Tony Elliott a lot, can you duplicate that? Because you struck gold in that portal when you got that quarterback.
Right.
When you got Chad, yeah, they struck gold because that portal, nobody had them. They were picked to finish 14th last year.
They wasn't last. Yeah,
so
terrible.
You know, we talked about probably on the hot seat last year. So was Elliott. They were both in their fourth year.
That's right.
And you're going to see that happen. You're going to see it happen with SMU.
Can you imagine?
They got a good quarterback.
Hey, can you imagine Virginia playing Virginia Tech and both teams having one loss game?
That would be amazing.
Man. Ranked in the top 20 or, you know, the ACC championships on the line, which means your national scenarios, playoffs are on the line. That's what that game needs to be about.
Yeah.
Period. Nothing else. You want to keep these kids in state? Dwight, you're more part of this than I may be old school off base. They want rings on their fingers. I know they want them fat in that ass wallet, but guess what? You can put the money in that wallet all you want. I want a ring before I leave.
You're damn right.
You're right.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
Yeah.
And Rick, I'll see you tomorrow morning.
And let me tell you, and if they don't, I don't want them in the program. All right.
Thanks, DB. We'll see both you guys. We'll see both you guys in the morning.
I'll be listening in the morning, fellas. Y'all be good. Coach, always good, man. Both of y'all, man. I love talking to y'all, man. I get so much knowledge from talking to you.
Oh, Chris, you're awesome, brother. You're awesome, man.
Y'all, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for jumping on. Thank you, guys.
Good.
All right, great stuff, man. Those guys are great. Just listen to them all night. All right, Coach. We'll see you in the morning. Early. Yeah. We'll see you early in the morning.
Damn.
See you 6:30.
Hey, Professor Watson. Hey, Dave. Dennis, I get up at 6, got my coffee, got my notepad out, because I have no idea what the hell he's going to bring up. So we got the notepad out, and I'm listening to the professor for 45 minutes writing it shit down. And saying, you know, like I'm going to class. I want to get tested on.
You always pass with flying colors, Coach.
Oh, I don't know, Rick. Hey, hit me up tomorrow, baby. Give me your best shot tomorrow.
All right. I'll try.
All right,
man. We'll see.
See you,
Coach. See you in the morning. See you in the morning.
Rick, what were you hearing on my end?
There's like a hiss. I don't know. It's still doing it right now. Like right now, I got you
I
on.
hear it too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's except for my dog snoring.
Well, no, I think this is like similar to what I was being told. I heard it was sounding like on Monday when I couldn't hear it.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just something with this is the way the system does sometimes. Who knows? But thank you, gentlemen. That was great. It's always great to start this thing with you two guys. So.
Yeah, and then the main event comes in, and then.
But yeah, Chris is awesome, and then the way just sit there. Now those guys, it's just that's better than anything you're going to watch anywhere else. Those three guys talking, right? I mean, I don't want to turn it on ESPN and watch. You can't watch anything that's that kind of quality.
With Coach Almation and Dwight Vick, you're getting an actual scoop of what's happening in Blacksburg.
Yeah. And Chris knows all this stuff behind the scenes clearly, right? He knows. It's cool. It's great insight.
Even if he doesn't, he's doing a hell of a job conveying.
No, he does, man. Chris is good. Chris is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. We appreciate you, man. Got a big show tomorrow. We got a lot going on tomorrow. So.
All right. See ya.
All right.
Good weekend.
All right. Be good.
Night.
I'll be in touch, DVP. We got a lot to talk about. All right, man.
Bye.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. We'll have some clips up, rewatch. More live viewers tonight than we've had in any episode of Pop. We're growing. Got to be consistent. Thanks, everybody in chat, Wayne and Jeff and all the newbies. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Final show of the week, finally Friday edition. Listen to this. You got Coach Elmo, you got Mike Ashley, you got Jen, and then you got Dwight Vick. Why would you want to be anywhere else? The answer is you wouldn't. All right, everybody, take care. Stay safe. We will see you tomorrow on the finally Friday edition.